Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and it is time for the Nerdrotic Nooner. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Andrew Grimm, Brent Newman, Kathleen McManus, SWAT Strachan, Mr. Trill, Sci-Fi Geek, Rebecca Gold, Mark Lazurth and his wrench. Hello, Space Wolf. Sometimes I think STD isn't so bad when then I watch Nerdrotic's recaps and I see all the bad stuff again. And I saw that earlier, and I did want to point out that sometimes I recap good stuff. And when you see my videos in the future for The Expanse, you'll really see how bad Star Trek Discovery is when we break down a good show, or compare it to an Orville recap and you see all the good stuff. The Squire of Gothos, what is up? Greetings, everybody. Mr. Trill, your god is nowhere. Hello. And welcome, Colin P. Smith. Evening from the UK. Hello, Brits. How's it going? Guess what? That's I guess I can start that off right away. I just bought my plane ticket to Europe. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is I get to go to Europe. The bad news is it's the week, I believe. I haven't got confirmation. I know at least the Orville finale is that week. I'm not sure if Star Trek Discovery and the Orville are ending on the same week, but it's close. So that sucks. But I will be live streaming at least once from there because I found out the place we're staying in a castle. So the castle has the interwebs, and I will be doing the recaps from there somehow. I will figure it out. But other than that, I would have to get like a guest host. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know how that would work out. But yes, I'm going to Europe in a month. In a month, I'll be over there. So hopefully I can jump on over to the UK for a day or two and hang out in jolly old London. I think that would be a lot of fun. 3 dislikes already? Get a life, people, says Brent Newman. Oh, that's to be... Thank you, my friend, but that is to be expected with the subject matter. So, yeah, kind of a slow news week. I don't know if there's really much to talk about. You know, well, we could just, you know, there's, yeah. So I was watching Anti-Trekkers live stream, and the news came across that Star Trek Discovery got renewed for a 3rd season. We will be getting into that. Also, there's some very interesting Doctor Who news. And it looks like one of our predictions might be coming into fruition. I say "are" because many of you predicted it in the chat as well, as far as a possible course correction. And anytime you see a course correction, you know the previous season didn't work. Prime example, the Orville. Did the Orville make a course correction? No, the Orville just stayed the Orville. And it looks like they might have survived losing a major character and still is a pretty damn good show. And, you know, I didn't put in my title, but I will be talking about the Orville some more because I cannot wait for Thursday's episode. I am very excited about it. Yes, it looks like STD is flaring up again for a 3rd season. Oh, man, that should have been my headline. That should have been the title of the video. Oh, well, next time. So thank you, Chris Berger, for the $5. Congrats on, 46K. Gary, Klutzman is out, but the smell of from his outhouse still remains. Yeah, so there is he has a co-showrunner now, and it looks like what's happening here is they're going to keep Star Trek, but maybe not keep him, or maybe promote him out of the building. It looks that way. I don't know. I put a call into my source, and the only thing he would tell me is my source is also a big Legion fan. And he told me that Star Trek Discovery does not get the numbers. The quote was anywhere near Legion. And Legion is being canceled. Legion's getting one more season and it's being canceled. So this big success they're talking about isn't doing as well as a show on FX that's getting canceled. Now, Legion still gets, you know, like 1 million viewers and stuff. So, and it's a damn good show, by the way. It's a great show. So there you go. Afternoon wrenches and all the chatters, great and small. What's up, Steven? How are you? Chris Persia, again, thanks for showing up. Apple Crow, even if the Orville only gets 2 seasons, it will have accomplished what Star Trek flares in hallways won't do in a million. Make good Trek. Exactly. It's it's funny. I mean, the whole thing is funny. I'm sure there are people thinking I'm, God, I always think about John Cleese from Monty Python, that whole like, oh, I hate the commies, I hate them. They probably think I'm doing that. No, actually, it's extremely good for the channel. It's a win-win situation. Actually, we're kind of left wondering what to do if Star Trek Discovery isn't around. Of course, I still have Doctor Who, and there's even with the Captain Marvel thing will be over in a couple weeks, depending on how the movie turns out, but I think it'll be over in a couple weeks. Blizzard Boy, you're awesome. Thank you so much. STD's renewal actually convinced me to stop watching. I invested 20 plus episodes on the show, so figured just watch to the end of the season, but add a season, no way. I've given up. That is funny. That is interesting and well thought out logic. Actually, B. Costelata, I agree with you. I think people were maybe writing it out till the end, but if they want one more season of this, and it looks like it won't be with Anson Mount. I think Anson Mount is out. So like I said in my video, my guess is we get a 10 episode season, and they use it to hopefully get Section 31. They announced that Section 31 isn't happening until after Star Trek Discovery season 3. The people writing the 2 people writing Section 31 are the people who wrote last episode. Just mind you, those are the ones that their only previous history work experience is a show called Rain, which is like a CW type of show. So the co-showrunner for Star Trek Discovery, and I think this has everything to do with Time's Up and Me Too as well. They wanted to bring in a female showrunner, which is fine, but you couldn't have found one with sci-fi experience. I'm forgetting her name, but the woman who wrote Counterpart, I think she's available. I would get her. She would be amazing if she wrote Trek. I guarantee you it would be better than what was it? I can't even remember the damn Dixie or something like that. Some CW show that my old co-host John used to watch. The Originals is a Vampire Diaries spinoff that Mrs. Nerdrotic liked, and it's one of those shows that I watch because I try to be a good husband and hang out with my wife and watch stuff I don't particularly like, because she goes to a lot of superhero movies with me. So yeah, Counterpart was damn good, Mr. Trill. So I'll find her name. If she took over Trek, then I would be there. I would be right there, because I believe that if she wrote Trek, even with this cast, and I'm not kidding you, could probably make a pretty damn good show. So yeah, this isn't a victory. Doomcock on his video, please go watch his video, by the way, makes a great point that, like, I'm not willing to say I have any power here. I have no power. I'm just a guy with a microphone, so I have no power, none. But I do believe that one of the factors with keeping the show going is saving face, for a lot of reasons. If they canceled the show, they would look like they canceled the first Star Trek with a black female first officer lead. And that would be, they would get shit for that. Believe me, they would get plenty of it for that. I also believe they're in the middle of the streaming wars. And if you just cancel a show, then, you cancel a show and it doesn't look good. All right, let's talk about the health of Star Trek Discovery. Now, I knew something was up with Counterpart because they took away and they took out the little 2-minute sections they did at the end of the show with Justin Marks explaining what happened. That was really important for the show, and the show really missed that. Did you notice After Trek is gone? I didn't notice After Trek was gone until last week. Now, why would you get rid of After Trek? Why would you get rid of a post show? I mean, it was god awful. It was terrible. It was beyond terrible. But they said they were going to retool it, and that's the last article that I saw on trekmovie.com was, oh, we're just retooling it and we're going to bring it back. Well, they never brought it back. So they got rid of their post show. Why? I thought the show was successful. If it's so damn successful and the show's bad, you just make another one. That is the sign of a very healthy show, like having a Talking Dead afterwards. I'm surprised, Game of Thrones never did one. Now they used to have some on Winter is Coming and a couple of websites that were pretty good, but they never did one. But having a post show is a sign of a really healthy show. It doesn't trend. By the way, let's look right now. Let's go to Twitter and see if Star Trek Discovery being renewed is trending. Now, I know sometimes trends are tailored. So I want you guys to let me know if you see it trending. And if it's trending, it's trending. Tell me. It is not trending. Pokemon is trending. The Oscars are trending. Pokemon Day is trending. There's some political stuff, which I'm not going to comment on, of course, because we don't do politics here. But let's take a look. You see Doomcock's tweet there. What's it? It looks like maybe a third-party investor stepped in at the last minute, saving a sinking STD for the time being. It is also possible Bad Reboot and Skydance exercised an option to sink money into STD to save face. Either way, another season of cringy hilarity will ensue, it seems. And I am in 100% agreement with him. There's no way this show's going to turn around to be Star Trek. Could it get better? Certainly, it could get better. Okay, so here's what's trending. Some political stuff. Pokemon twice. Oscars. Oh, Pokemon for a third time. Now I'm going to take this down as I changed the. Here, I'm going to change this back because that's trends for me. Let's change it to. There we go. Nope. No, just more political stuff because it's all political stuff. So I'm not even going to put it up. Star Trek Discovery is not trending, and I don't know if it has been. I'm going to go back to the chat. Did you guys see it? Yeah, miscreant minded. Yeah, I had no idea After Trek was gone, and I just decided last week I haven't seen After Trek yet, and it's gone. It's scrubbed from CBS All Access completely. You can't even find the first season. They should have gotten Aleda Kalagridis of Altered Carbon and Alita Battle Angel as showrunner. Yes, Species 1571. That you're damn right. Netflix cancels shows all the time. CBS All Access needs to grow a pair and cancel bad shows. It certainly does. I just don't think it can right now, or they don't feel like they can. Plus, they just told their investor, or the shareholders, that they just got record subscribers, and it was because of Star Trek Discovery, or that was partially when they clearly mixed it in with the football. Again, no problem that Star Trek Discovery is renewed. Nobody's going to watch it still. Nobody is watching it. Like I said, I've been working on a video for a while, and I spent a good chunk of time going over social networks and seeing how much people are actually talking about it. And if people were talking about it a lot, I would have told you. I would have said, yeah, it's actually, you know what? I'm wrong. There's entire things dedicated to it. And there's entire Facebook groups and stuff dedicated to Star Trek. But if you go to those Facebook groups, it's split. There's people in those groups who, there's a lot of indifference with the show. There's a lot of indifference, but there's no passion behind it. And even the people who come in and snipe it at me or at Doomcock or whatever, again, if you only got a few followers on Twitter, it's not a judgment. I'm just saying, that's all it is. It's people with a few followers on Twitter, and So all those Discovery's canceled videos were meaningless clickbait. The videos ended with the same thing you ended your sentence with, a question mark. That means, is it canceled? It was speculation. So no. I mean, we can really go into like how meaningful YouTube videos are. I think they serve a purpose. They kill, 10 minutes while you're waiting in line at the grocery store or getting a parking ticket or whatever. So no, I don't think it's meaningless. Uh, yeah, they really needed After Trek. After Trek was, I don't know if anybody saw After Trek. Man, it was bad. I really hate those post-show events. Stop trying to rip off Game of Thrones success. Yeah, well, they try. Renewing STD for a third season is like cutting off your nose to spite your face. Yep. Yeah, that's why I put in my video, hold my beer. Oh man, it will die eventually. I can't see it going past the third season, but I said I couldn't see it going past the second season. So what's up, Mark C? Thank you for the super chat. I'll get to those in just a second. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that when people come in and they try to swipe at YouTubers for your clickbait, and you get on your YouTube channel and do stuff for money. Yeah, I do. But Gary, John Campia says STD is great and real Star Trek. Oh yes, he said it had scope. And John Campia and his stack of pops in the background is really somebody you should listen to. Because he is not in the pocket of anybody, I'm sure. I'm sure it's very unbiased. Tyler Preston, I do not watch Supergirl. No, I thoroughly dislike that show. And I like the character, which sucks. I love the character. I'll watch the movie. I like the crappy movie a lot. The Helen Slater movie. It's terrible, but I like it. Should a talented sci-fi writer even bother with STD? I don't think they would. I think maybe that's what I think that factors in, Douglas. I think they probably did ask some people and they said no because they don't want any part of the canon. It's difficult. I mean, that's why a lot of people say no to Star Wars. There's great risk and great reward with that. So no, I don't think they are. So, Star Trek Discovery was not getting more viewers or ratings or higher ratings than The Expanse. It was not getting higher ratings than Legion. Both shows that ended up getting canceled. Now, thankfully, The Expanse was saved and we have some real sci-fi. And yeah, I challenge any Star Trek Discovery fan to watch that show and not like it. I mean, I'll just try to steer more people towards The Expanse. And I can't wait for it to come back. And we could stop talking about this mess. We also got no word on when it's going to return. My guess it'll probably be a year. Thank you, Lori Roberts. Thank you so much. $10. When did profit become a bad thing? Have a great trip. I will. Thank you. Well, you got to consider the logic and the source of that logic, Lori. I think you know where I'm going with that one. Profit's bad. Yeah. I just turn on my microphone and try to entertain y'all, and sometimes I pull it off and sometimes I don't, but it's nice that I get paid, and thank you. We have and by the way, I get paid by people who want to pay me. I don't get paid by people who want me to push something for them. So I really appreciate that, and sometimes I gotta kind of pinch myself to, because it's surreal. It's really surreal, especially when nice people like Lori Roberts come in. Thank you, Lori. It's good to see you. Hang on just a second. There was something I forgot to do here, and I have to do it now. Just in case, talk amongst yourselves. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, let's get back to the chat here. Sorry about that. One of these days I'll get a producer. Yeah, so did I watch Supergirl? Yeah, I tried. I saw the premiere at Comic-Con and it was just god awful, and it's way too bubblegum and a little it's too PC and bubblegum for me. Maybe it's the kind of show that has to be, but I think Supergirl can be something better. What's up, Halam 899? Brother Bell, exactly. And that's why it's such okay. So what he says is it's frustrating seeing people frame an outrage on marketing with males attacking a female-led movie. We've supported countless of female-led movies. We have, and it forces us to put in, qualifiers like, hey, well, I like this and I like that. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that because we just need to question them constantly on why they are lying, why they are calling us these names, because when you lose the argument when somebody tells you to F off or starts calling your name, the person calling the names and stuff lost the argument because it stops being an argument at that point. It becomes a personal attack. I get this morning, I got some horrible stuff said at me about me not liking a person's TV show that I don't even know. That person took it personally. I hope you don't. I mean, I don't judge you for watching or liking Star Trek Discovery. That's fine. Go right ahead. But don't judge me for not liking it, like I've said before. And I'm going to continue not liking it and continuing the questioning of why do you do this? Well, it's, for one, it's fun. I'm having a ton of fun and it's my job now. And and I love talking to people in the chat. So that's why I do it. And I totally agree with Doomcock. And at this point, do we even have to try? I still try to be fair with the show, and I guess I will, and hey, listen, if it turns around in the next 3 weeks and just becomes Star Trek, I'll tell you, in my opinion. And this is all this is my opinion and your opinions. Prepper James. Oh, by the way, yes, Prepper James, I'm going to stick to, Kirk is coming. Captain Kirk is coming in season 3. Absolutely. He is coming. Now, Prepper James asks if he's going to be gay Kirk. I think it would be more bi Kirk. I don't think there will be Spock, though. I don't think Spock and Pike are going to be in the next season. You want me to push glasses? Like up my nose, like that? Like that? DJD show? Jesus Christ. It was a surprise to see. I thought we'd get the Orville announcement before we got Star Trek Discovery. So hopefully we get an Orville announcement very, very soon. Like I said, the consolidated numbers on the Orville are 6 million people are watching that show. So let's get to some super chats and now we'll get right back to the chat. Okay. Mr. Enbridger, £5. What a sad day today. Leonard Nimoy passes 4 years ago. Oh man, really? I forgot. And Discovery got a 3rd season. Now that gets me down. I miss Leonard Nimoy. His Twitter popped up in my recommended, and I went over to his Twitter and I saw his last tweet, and I was reading some of his last tweets, and I got extremely sad. Yeah. And I don't know how sick he was or how close he knew he was, but he tweeted like the day before he died. And he's like, I'm in my garden. And then, well, he's gone right after that. It's life comes at you fast and goes fast too. We miss you, Leonard Nimoy. Oh my God, do we miss you? Yeah. And Mark C, thank you for the $5 super chat. Christy Solis, £1. Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it. If you got a question, hit @Nerdrotic and pop it in there and I'll get to it. Thank you so much. Lori, thank you again for the $10. Bird of Prey, $2. Kapla, sorry I'm late. It is okay, sir. How are you? How are you doing? Did I hear you got 200 subs? Congratulations, man. That is awesome. Thank you for the $2. Koba, £5. Will Twilight Zone be the next STD, or do you have faith in Jordan Peele? I have more faith in Jordan Peele than I do in Alex Kurtzman. That's for sure. I'm cautiously optimistic, Koba, because I want it to be good. I love the Twilight Zone, and I've loved every incarnation of it. I mean, some more than others, but I think all of them have been decent. Okay. I love the 80s one. I think that's really underrated. The 80s one is really, really, really underrated. And of course, the original is the greatest television show, greatest writing in any TV show ever. Thank you, Koba. John Smith, $4.99. I looked up Gerard Way's New York Times article, and I'm depressed. You wouldn't guess he's a rock star by his self-flagellating answer to the leading question. Wasn't it disgusting? Wasn't it just depressing? I'll read that for you guys later. And that, when I read that question, John, like something clicked. And I things became clear to me. And I'm like, oh, the media pushes this shit for power. And like, I feel dumb for not seeing that earlier. They don't push inclusivity and diversity because they actually care about that. The media as a group, I'm talking as a big group, does not. They only care about power and influence. How do they have power and influence over creatives, rock stars, actors? Well, they usually don't. Usually they're put in the position of having to kiss their ass, but now they have something to put their backs against the wall to kind of, get basically knock their legs out from under them. You always want to keep your opponent guessing. Okay. And that's what they, when the media, what they want to do is get somebody with a gotcha question so for their clicks. And that's why it is effing hilarious when comicbook.com and John Campy and everybody else comes at us with clickbaity stuff. Are you effing kidding me? For one, I don't judge for clickbait at all. That's how YouTube works. Like Jeremy says, that is the game. And that is how you play the game. And you need to title your stuff correctly. Now, true clickbait is I titled my video something and then I never talked about that. That is actual clickbait, being rickrolled. That's the definition of clickbait. I always use the Eric Von Daniken method for all of my videos. I put a question mark at the end, which means I am speculating. I am not a news source. I am a commentator, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about possibilities. That's all we talk about here is possibilities. We have a fact when comicbook.com, the public relations shill firm for CBS, comes out and says there is a Star Trek Discovery season 3, and great. But when people judge us, that was why I for the first time pointed out another YouTuber in a video, and probably for the last time, but I just wanted to point out a little bit of hypocrisy. That's all. When John Campia comes out basically condemning toxic fandom out of one side of his mouth, when around the other side, he was calling people cousin humbers and basement dwellers. So yes, that New York Times article, I will remember that, and I will get back to that, John Smith. So yeah, because Gerard Way, the guy who created Umbrella Academy, they were interviewing him for the show, and they get him with a question that, by itself doesn't seem much, but you'll see it. Okay, I got him. Sadakar 7th Legion, 2 pounds, no question? Shoot me a question. Thank you for the 2 pounds. I appreciate it. Tokyo Gaijin, 600 yen. This is a rage renewal on the part of CBS. I agree with you there. Like a rage quitter. They are probably violent celebrations at STD offices with this announcement. There really is. So the multi-layered reasons why this show was indeed picked up for season 3, I went over in my video, and I'll go over them again. They need to save face to the shareholders and to other streaming services. They cannot show a sign of weakness right now. If they cancel one of their shows, people will see blood in the water. Netflix will question everything every time they do business with them. So right now, they decided to take a show, a big franchise, and inject it with political correctness. And this is the very definition of get woke, go broke. Now, will they remove that from the show? Will they remove that element from the show? And I don't mean completely, because yes, it's Star Trek. So please don't. I know Star Trek has always been filled with messages and stuff. And you know what? It's never bothered me before. It's never bothered me before. Why does it bother me now? Because it's not a metaphor. It is not a morality tale. It is a political message. They've come out and said it, that they wanted to push feminism this season through the Klingons, making the Klingon Empire a matriarchy. Okay. Now that was major lip service, because how much have we seen the Klingons this season? We are 6 episodes in. We saw them for about 15 minutes of screen time. Are we going to even see them again? I'm questioning this. I'm like, Laurel will probably come in to save somebody at some point, but I think it's going to be a very Klingon free season. I could be wrong. I don't see a lot of evidence that we're going to be heading towards the Klingon Empire yet, but we could towards the end. Who knows? Now the saving face with possible, YouTubers and people on Twitter and groups celebrating the fact that this would be canceled, I think factors into the decision. Absolutely. What the public perception, it all is under the umbrella of the public perception. I think there would be more joy at this getting canceled than happiness at getting renewed. I think if Star Trek Discovery got canceled, it would be trending on Twitter right now. And as of right now, it is not trending on Twitter. The announcement came, hours ago? I have been checking constantly. It has not trended once. Again, mine might be tailored. I don't know. So if you guys have seen it, please screen cap it and shoot it to me on my DMs and stuff. And, or just tell me, I believe you, I'll believe you. Thank you, Nick Jones, $4.99. The family and I finished watching The Umbrella Academy last night. Thanks for turning us on to this show. Oh, cool. You watched it with the family? That's brilliant. That is brilliant. It's because it kind of is a family show. It's not, I'm trying to think. It's pretty violent, but, no, it's, if you have teenagers, I wouldn't want to have kids watch. There's a lot of drugs. Oh my God. Oh my God. That one scene where he sees where he finds the pill, oh my God, you just got to say, I'll do it in my review, but he finds I guess an ecstasy pill in a club filled with people. And he just has this laser focus on it. And it's like the skies part for that one pill. It's funny. Klaus is so damn funny. Thank you, Nick Jones. Raymond Verada, $5. Since the Enterprise has blown up in the movies twice and gotten a variant, which ship will blow up first and get an A ship, the Orville or Discovery? Oh, that is an excellent question, Raymond Verada. I'm gonna guess the Orville. The only reason I'm gonna guess the Orville, Raymond, is because we know the Discovery stays intact because it's 1,000 years in the future, but they let the cat out of the bag last night. Sorry, here, I'll do my spoiler. Spoilers for Star Trek Discovery to anybody who cares. All the short treks play into this season, if you haven't figured that out already. So we're going to get the Predator superhero girl with the recrystallized dilithium, the Calypso episode where it goes into the future. The Red Angel is probably going to play into that. I'm pretty convinced the Red Angel is Michael Burnham. I would consider Tilly, but I think it's Michael Burnham. I said it last live stream. Look at her hand movements. The way she moves her hand, it just looks like the way that Sonequa Martin Green moves. Just saying that. Thank you, Raymond. Great question. Mikhail Wolf, New Zealand, 20 New Zealand dollars from Middle Earth. Greetings. I am watching The Expanse, and after each episode, I go and watch your reviews. Oh, wow. Really? That is cool. That is really cool. I'm glad I keep them up then. Oh, that's rad. Great watching. This is a little thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching The Expanse. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for the super chat. I enjoy the hell out of it. It's so much fun. It's such a great show. Keith Harper for Canadian $5. Your STD insiders should start writing the screenplay for the future documentary On the Edge, the spectacular fall of Star Trek Discovery. Well, I wouldn't put it past one of them to actually do that. The problem is, I don't know. That's a good question. The one I talked to today said there's a lot of chaos going on right now in the building, but not around Star Trek Discovery. It's just around things. I'm sure there's the whole transition going on, and that has to be chaotic. And that had to factor into it as well. We have the Viacom thing going on. Les Moonves was a huge black eye to the organization, and they feel like they've kind of weathered that storm right now. So they're trying to get things together. But there's been other drama that I really can't talk about inside the building. So it's not over. It's not over. Flavius Alicantha for 2 pounds. EVS gave Campion an awesome slap down earlier. I saw it. I wanted to give EVS a digital high five after that. I honestly didn't know what the hell Zach was talking about on the video. But my point of my video is exactly what EVS pointed out. He wasn't talking about Rotten Tomatoes. He wasn't talking about reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. He was talking about, and EVS put it up on his video, somebody just troll tweets, like horrible ones that I will not repeat. So that's what he was responding to. And the media used him to shoot down the Rotten Tomatoes thing, which shows you what they are. I mean, they get exposed every day, and they just double, triple, quadruple down. Go ahead. Please do that. I was worried about material this week. I was genuinely worried when the week started. I'm like, I don't know like what I'm going to do for a video, because that comes up all the time. Now I need the 36-hour day, because I have 2 Doctor Who videos, 2 Star Trek videos, 2 more Captain Marvel videos. I got live streams to do. Oh, yeah. And I want to do an Umbrella Academy breakdown, like a serious one, which will take me. Oh, those breakdown videos take the longest. They take hours to do, because I watch things in 5-minute increments. And the Umbrella Academy would take me a week. But I feel passionate enough that I don't care if 3 people watch it. I'm going to do that video. Because I want, I want to put as much passion in the stuff I like as the stuff I don't, and push that as hard as the stuff as I push against. But as you guys know, because you're smart, smarter than me for sure, it's not really about Brie Larson, Captain America. God, I keep doing that. Captain Marvel, Star Trek Discovery, Star Wars, Doctor Who by themselves. In a vacuum by themselves, whatever. It's just a blowhard actress, or it's just a bad show, but it's all of them put together. You notice that we don't have this drama around smaller shows. We don't have this with The Expanse. We don't have it with Umbrella Academy, Aquaman, Alita Battle Angel, tons of stuff. Most Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Actually DCEU movies, they're bad, but they're not filled with PC politics. Why is it just the big stuff? Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek. Why is it just those 3? Well, it's because the powers that be wanted to insert propaganda in it, and now they're getting clapback. That's why there is people feeling passionate enough to voice their opinion on Rotten Tomatoes. It is not an organized effort, as John Campia said. It is completely grassroots, and it just happened all at once. Now, if John Campia accused some of us, I'm not going to say me, but some of us, for organizing downvoting on Rotten Tomatoes, no, we talk about it, and then it might inspire some people to go and do it, and that might inflate the numbers a little bit. I was absolutely, yes, absolutely. But just as many people can vote positively if they want to. Nobody's stopping anybody from going, this is rad, and I saw a lot of that. There just happens to be more people downvoting it. Now, who's more passionate? Who cares more? Really? I mean, who cares more? I mean, if you're feeling that passionate, remember when they tried to downvote Black Panther? That got upvoted back. Why? Because Marvel fans weren't having it. And they knew what was behind it. And it was the DC fans trying to downvote a Marvel movie, and there wasn't enough of them. They try to compare that too. This is nowhere near that. Look at the numbers of everybody's videos. Look at the metrics. Go to Social Blade. I'm sure some of you have heard of Social Blade, and go look at everybody's channel in the Fandom Menace right now. If you got the time, and look at their grades. Look at, and the grades are not always perfect, but look at the view counts. Look at the subscribers gained. Look at what that Star Wars girl has done. She was getting like 1,000 subscribers a day. Now that's what I was doing in January. I was getting, when Dave Cullen shouted me out, it was 1,000 subscribers a day for a few days there. It was crazy. All right, I'll get off my little soapbox here and get to you guys in the chat. I apologize. I try not to run too long there, but I'm a little gabby. Jeff Leisk. If you could bring back a TV show, what would it be? Mine would be Stargate. That's a complicated question for such a simple question, because what would I bring back that I love? Same creators right now. I'm good. I'm gonna go two. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go two. Counterpart. I'd bring back Counterpart right now. Because it still stings a little bit that that's gone, and I bring back Justin Marks, everybody on board, and I bring back Counterpart. As far as an old show that shouldn't, Legion is another one. I know it's not officially gone. I would bring that back. If I could bring back an old show that didn't have a solid ending, oh man, I'd have to say Farscape. Battlestar was my favorite, but it had a good ending. It needed to end. Another question is, what show got canceled early that I would love to see come back? Caprica. I wanted to see Caprica finish. I was loving that show. I just think it was ahead of its time, completely ahead of its time. Great question, Squadra Course. Great question. So, no, I'm sorry, Jeff. I was looking ahead. My bad. Jeff Leisk, thank you very much for the £5. Great question. My apologies. Squadra Course, $5. Thanks for the great content. What do you think of Alita? Why do you think Alita isn't doing better in the theaters? Because Alita is a damn good movie. Go see it, by the way. Thumbs way up on that one. Me and the whole family liked it. Nerdrotic Jr. didn't like it as much as me and Mrs. Nerdrotic, but he still liked it. He got all snobby. He's like, I like the anime better. It's not how he talks. He doesn't talk like a 14-year-old girl. I think theaters are going down the toilet. I think the time of the theater is at its end. And the only reason it's lasted this long is the MCU. And that's why it gets lashed out at a lot from Hollywood, because they know this to be true. Why do you see more and more bigger actors? You see Meryl Streep going to an HBO show. Why? Because that's the future. The 2-hour movie will still be a thing. It'll still be a thing on Netflix and Amazon. And I'm talking like in 15 years. In 15 years, there will still be movie theaters, but it's going to be a lot like vinyl stores. You're going to have little mom and pop movie theaters. And people who still have gone to the theater are going to still go there. But those big megaplexes, gone. They'll be completely gone. And when you know the beginning is, God, this almost happened 10 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Transformers movie, the first one, they were going to release that on pay-per-view. There was a lot of talk about it, like $50, and you get to watch it at home. And I believe the theaters fought back. I don't remember the whole story because it was a long time ago. When you start seeing big movie, and we're already seeing that with independent movies where they're releasing it in theater and they're releasing it on demand. When the first tentpole movie, which I predict will happen soon, I'm going to say in the next 2 years, we're going to get a big tentpole movie that will be offered probably for like a limited time or one day at home. You can watch it at home. And they'll see how much money they can make. So if Battle Angel Alita was offered, I would say you find a way to offer it in the theaters and offer it at home for like I said, a limited time. It would have doubled its money. Because going to the movies, it used to be something to kill time. It used to be something to do. I'm bored. Let's go to the movies. I used to go to the movies every Friday, every Friday in the 90s. That's all I ever did. Now, I'll watch a live stream. I'll watch a Doomcock live stream or a EVS live stream or a High Council. Great High Council last night, by the way. Yeah. But I think it didn't do well because theaters are generally dying. The movie has excellent word of mouth. The critics, the critics just suck. And the reason the critics don't like it is not because it's a bad movie. It's because it lacked a message. And that's why the critics are done. It's over for them. The time of the critic is over. I meant it in my Orville video when the critic died in 2018. And that was only because it was on hospice from 2016. The critics are absolutely irrelevant. John Campea on his live stream yesterday said Rotten Tomatoes should only be for the critics. I think it should only be for the fans. I would say get rid of the critics, and I bet you the site would do the same. I don't think people would get really that upset. You take away the audience score, I think the site is dead. Mark DeCrut, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. I appreciate. If you got a question, shoot it to me. I'm getting back to the chat. I'm almost caught up here. Sedukar's 7th Legion, 5 pounds. Thanks for the response on Twitter. Best Doctor Who episode scene. Mine was Dalek strangling Tom. Joined Patreon. Can't believe you started without me. Oh, hey, thank you, by the way. My favorite Doctor Who scene. I can't. Okay, it's in City of Death, and it's when the 4th Doctor comes in to the room and he's talking to. Oh man, here I got to get my names right here. He was the guy in Empire Strikes Back. He was in Game of Thrones, for Christ's sake. Hang on. I get live stream brain fart. There we go. I even had for a while a diorama action figure set up for this scene. It was so great. Okay, Julian Glover playing Count Scarleone or Scaroth, and that scene where Tom Baker comes in and pretends to trip, and what he's doing is the ultimate grift. He's trying to make the Count or Scaroth think he's like this bumbling fool and this idiot when he's really like miles ahead of him. It's a perfect Doctor scene. It's the quintessential Doctor scene, and it's also in City of Death and Douglas Adams and Julian Glover and Romana, like peak Who. Okay, my favorite scene in New Who, Utopia, when the Master is revealed. When the Master is revealed at the end of Utopia, it was like goosebumps. The music is perfect. You have Tennant and Jack. You have Tennant and John Barrowman like sprinting down a hallway, and look, they're actually running. They're actually running, and then you have Martha figuring it out, and just and she's like, "Oh, I got to go for a second." When she figures out the fob watch, and I am the Master. Oh, so good, so good. Okay, yeah, Tom Baker, City of Death, man. I could watch it right now. Doctor Who Rope-a-Dope. Exactly. Oh man, it was so good. Tom Baker, I miss when the Doctor was fun and the lead was absolutely captivating for all the right reasons. Exactly. Oh, Shadow Dancer's here. What's up? What's up, Shadow Dancer? Okay, I'm going to get to you guys in the chat. Great question. Thank you. Oh, you just got the notification right now? Huh. Great. There's definitely, I mean, listen, I've always been grateful for YouTube for offering this platform. But now that I see audience scores being stricken from websites, it gives me pause. So I'm certainly going to think about a backup. That backup is nerdrotic.com. I have to put some work into that website so I can have an ability to live stream from there just in case something happens. But that is the backup, everybody. If something happens, I mean, not that I'm super controversial, but listen, Rotten Tomatoes got rid of an audience indicator over Captain Marvel, over a movie. That is a major thing on their website. That brought in a ton of traffic. That has got to hurt them. Somebody had to make up for that loss, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, why would you do that? Would be like me deleting the Captain Marvel video I just did 2 days ago that's got like 90,000 views. That'd be like me deleting it halfway through. That's what they just did. They just took away the thing that was bringing tons of traffic to their website that they can show to advertisers and go, look at how much traffic came to our website. Yeah, it was about Captain Marvel, but look at how many people it brought in. Look at how many eyes will be looking at your ads or whatever. I mean, honestly, that was suicide what they did there. It was crazy. So that tells you there's something bigger going on. When companies are keeping TV shows that aren't successful and cutting cutting off their nose despite their face, the one thing that was bringing in the most traffic, what the hell is going on? Like you're there to make money. So if that's not the most important thing, then we really need to start asking that question, and it really needs to get answered. Because that money had to get made up somewhere, or somebody has way too much power, Disney. And maybe I know it's too late, but the deal's not officially done, but maybe if you could, I hate to get political, call your congressman or something and just tell them to squash that Fox deal right now. Like, no, do not do it. That is too much power. And if they got this much power to assert over a site they don't own, that their competitors own, listen, NBC and WB, I believe, who own pieces of that, they stand to benefit. And they're still doing that? Disney must be scary. You guys, you got me. Julie and Glover, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. You are like my backup brain. But that would be under the assumption that I had a brain. Artemis over easy. Empire Strikes Back in AT-AT Driver. Attack on Hoth. Yes. And he was also in The Last Crusade. He was also in Game of Thrones. He was perfect, Pycelle. You want to talk about perfect casting? What's funny is if you see the interviews with him for Grand Meister Pycelle, he's never read the book, never will read the book, but he got his character like it is perfect from the book, utterly perfect. That is an actor. That's a thespian right there. Where I bet you just George described him, and that he needed a 5-minute description and goes, I got this. Mr. Twisted, what's up, man? That Stuart Hislop, that's a great question. I would say that it's probably a great time for somebody to develop their own Rotten Tomatoes site. Make it exactly like Rotten Tomatoes, except be independently owned. Don't ever sell your site. And that's what happens is we get these great apps, we get these great startups, we get these great websites, and then they sell to the big companies. I don't know if Rotten Tomatoes was started independently. My guess is it would have been, and then they sold out. Keep the damn site, keep the integrity, keep the fans, any place right now that you create a place where fans can go and they're not going to be censored in any way, shape, or form, I think will be a very advantageous. I think you would make some money. Disney is just another movie studio, says Angel Feliciano. They are not. They are anything but. At the end of the day, Gary, they are a cartel. They have the same interests in the end. You know what? That logic I can agree with. You're right, Doug 34. That they all have to work together because, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Okay, I get that. If you bring in the mafia logic, I'm like, okay. We don't want we don't want Universal Studios swimming with the fishes. Mark C, 1979 Buck Rogers, still better than Star Trek Discovery. Absolutely. I was just watching a video on that, Mark C. There's a guy on YouTube, I forgot his name, who goes over all the old TV series. It was bad, but I loved it. I like the ships. It had good ships. Mark C for $5, 1990s Wing Commander with Freddie Prinze Jr. Still better than Star Trek Discovery. Agreed. Jason, a Star Command, better than Star Trek Discovery. Did I head you off there? Oh, you got me. Oh, see, I wasn't even reading your super chat, Mark C. $5, 1977 Saturday morning TV show. Jason, a Star Command, still better than Star Trek Discovery. Damn straight. Oh, that's brilliant. Geek Assault, $2. Little tip for the stream. Digging the content. Thank you so much, Geek Assault. I like your name. I appreciate it. Mark C, it's good to see you, my friend. I love to see that Ben Grimm right there. One of my favorite characters of all time. JPRPH1 $4.99 just checking in. Hail Gary, I saw Susan's tweet. Is she okay? Loved your last few vids. Great as always. Thanks. Well, she beat me to the punch, but I think it's a good time to address that. Susan is okay. She is fine. We are definitely friends. She runs a website called 1428elm.com, and it requires much more of her time now because of reasons I can't really get into, but it requires more than her usual amount of time. And her schedule was just getting too much. And she's on her undisclosed location is in a different time zone than me. So she's up much later. And she only was, she guested on Orville and Friday Night Tights. She's unable to do that anymore. And that's cool. She's always welcome back. She might pop in someday. You never know. Maybe we're going to try. See, I don't know. This is a good time to announce we're not going to be Friday Night Tights is being moved to Saturday this week because of Doomcock. I want to give Doomcock Friday night. He's celebrating 17,000 subscribers. I want to be in the chat. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to cross the streams. So we're moving Friday Night Tights to Saturday for my boy Doomcock. And yeah. So that's that. So it'll be this probably a little earlier too, 6 p.m. Saturday. So yeah, Susan had to go back to her day job. Plus, I mean, like I don't pay. So she's got to go back where she gets paid. In lieu of that, we're going to bring on guests. So I have an invitation out to the Anti-Trekker. And if we can get our timing right, we're going to have the Anti-Trekker on. Of course, we're going to have Doomcock on. I'm going to ask Jeff from World Class Bullshitters and Jeremy and EVS and whoever wants to come on. I'm going to see if they can come on. And we could do like rotating guests on Friday. The week of Captain Marvel Comics Division will be joining me. Brent Newman, thank you for the £2. I appreciate it. If you got a question, hit me up. Yeah. Favorite Who villain? Mine, Weeping Angels, says Dean Heiss. My favorite Who villain is the Master. Roger Delgado, Master. But Weeping Angels almost got Borged, Dean Heiss. They almost got treated like the Borg and Voyager, but not quite. They're a damn good villain. And they're what I would love with the Weeping Angels is there was when people used to care about Doctor Who, there used to be theories about things, and the whole theory of the Weeping Angels are Time Lords. I kind of love that theory, and I wish they would allude to it but never answer it. Does that make sense? But the Weeping Angels possibly being Time Lords, and they've hinted to that heavily, and they talk about it actually at the end of Time when Timothy Dalton is Rassilon, like the Weeping Angels of old. And then they had the two Time Lords with their hands over their heads. So I think that hints heavily that they're Time Lords. And I think that is the coolest thing possible. It's like a Time Lord hell. But I don't want it answered with Jodie Whittaker. I want it answered with, somebody else. Oh, I didn't see your comment there. Sorry, Brent Newman, £2. Hail the wrenches, space for rent. So you can use his comment. There you go. Jason Green, $5. It's horrible on Facebook with Captain Marvel. For every ad I block, 15 more pop up in my feed. Shilling never stops this dumpster fire. It really doesn't. And you got to ask yourself, even the people who saw the movie and said it's uber galactic and spacey and stuff, how come we didn't see any of that in the trailer? I got to ask, based on the glowing reviews I heard from the basically the access tweeters, we'll say, who gave their reviews, it sounds like it's kind of a choppy movie, like it's all over the place. So, but we'll see. I will be reviewing it live on March 7th. Now, this will be March 7th Pacific time, so it'll be March 8th for you guys early in the morning at 11 p.m. Pacific time. I will be on live talking about the movie. Ben Palmer. Oh, sorry. I'll get to you, Ben. Just a second. Seed Fan 85, Australian $2. Knight Rider versus Star Trek Discovery. Knight Rider all day long. Knight Rider. Hell yeah. DJ D Show, cue the Knight Rider theme. He usually does that in his show. Ben Palmer, 5. Thank you, Seed Fan 85. Ben Palmer, £5. You opened my eyes to the fact that every decision made in STD has been approved by Michael Burnham, and now I can't unsee it. Right? I love that I get asked if I'm paying attention in the show. It's like I watch each episode in 5-minute increments. I see every decision Captain Pike makes, and almost every decision somebody else makes has to have approval by Michael Burnham. Now, approval means she has to fill in the blank. Like, this person's mostly figured it out, but she has to fill in the blank to get it going. Captain Pike, towards the end, when they're talking about taking on the Baul, Pike is the one in fear. He is the one worried that the Baul might. So when they have this great idea to speed up the Kelpian evolution, so they can, and all of a sudden they're going to possibly become these ferocious creatures. The logic that Michael Burnham says is, well, the Baul have advanced technology, so it's going to take them a while to work it out. Go back and watch the episode. They don't talk about diplomacy. All they say is Saru, who's not going to stay on the planet, says, we'll show them that we have moved beyond our rage. That was it. They didn't, like, the old Star Trek would have shown 2 ambassadors from the races at least like walking up to each other at the end. No, we are just left to assume that they work it out. The Baul would wipe them out. They would just wipe them out. So they basically started a war and left. And we're just left to assume that that's how bad the writing is. That's how freaking bad the writing is. The Baul were willing to exterminate the Kelpians. And then the Red Angel turned off their weapons, which will turn back on. But yeah, the Baul were down there going, oh, okay, you turned off our weapons. We're done. We're going to be cool now. I mean, we've been suppressing this race for 2,000 years, but because the writers told us the episode is over, we're going to work it out now. It's freaking idiotic. John Smith, $1.99. You pick up an 8th Doctor book yet? So if so, which one? Not yet. John Smith, why don't you tell me which one to pick up first, and I'll buy it. Filmation, Cartoon Gilligan's Planet, still better than Star Trek Discovery. Mark C, $5. You are right. Oh my God. I barely remember that, Mark C. Peyton Holden, Mantis, still better than STD. Nightman, still better than STD. Excuse me, sip of Pete's time. How does Jeremy put this? A sip of Pete's for the working man. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. And a sip of Pete's for the working woman. All right. For those strong women out there working. While actors who pretend for a living are talking about strong women, the real strong women are out there busting their ass. So yeah. Richard Burton, $2. TOS, TNG, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise, all better than STD. Yes. Yes, sir. A new appreciation for Enterprise now. I have an absolute new appreciation for that show. I'm actually going to probably buy it on Blu-ray at this point. I'll tell you what, the thing that kept me away from that show wasn't Brandon Bragg or anything, is I don't like Scott Bakula. I've never been a Scott Bakula fan, but I think I'm over that now. So Infun 2, Exterminate. Just had some jalapeno crisps. Be right back. Need to hose my mouth out, says Brent Newman. Okay. Don't use soda. Actually, it's like dairy products like milk calms the fire the most, although I can't drink milk. Ugh. Bowel of movements, says Mage Grey Wolves. I should have used that. Jeff Buffington, Voyagers. River Song was crap the first time around. I actually liked River Song in the beginning, and she kind of got lame later, which sucks. The Baul that we never heard of. Yes, the Baul that we never heard of, and we saw one, and it was a stationary monster because they ran out of money in a repurposed a transporter room. I have a feeling there's going to be a Measure of a Man tribute episode coming on the Orville with a real debate on AI rights. With the AI being accused of genocide, how can you punish AI? Tepo Tulpu, tell me how do you pronounce that? What a great point. What a great point. Okay. If you look ahead, you can look ahead. There's a lot of spoilers out there. Just don't look for them. But I accidentally saw them while I was looking for something. I don't want to say anything. I'm sorry I even brought that up. Guys, you're going to have so much fun. They're going to be bringing up a lot of things, and I don't think you're far off there. Let's just say that. Gary, you're going to come down to SV Comic-Con? SV? What, Silicon Valley? When is it? Hang on. I think it's next month. It is. Oh, it's I actually wish I could exhibit there, but I think it's sold out. Is it in August? Yeah, I'll be there. Oh yeah, I'll be there. I will most definitely go. We can do a meetup. I'll be August 16th. Oh, that's great because that's my birthday. That's my birthday. And I'm going to be fitty. So, yeah, I'll go. The weekend before, I'll be in Vegas. I don't know if any of you out there are in Vegas, but I love Vegas. And if the Millennium Fandom Bar is still there, we can do a meetup there. Connor Hate Enterprise. They have a bagel. I won't. They do, and I like beagles. Thank you, Bird of Prey, for the $2. Hope you are doing well again, my friend. And Chris Blake, $5. $5 for the next cup of Pete's. That'll buy almost two. They're $2.95, but I think I'm due for a free one soon. So thank you, Chris Blake. I greatly appreciate it. Mark Northcott, Defying Gravity or STD, another show that deserved 2+ seasons. If it's any other show deserves more seasons than Star Trek Discovery. Do you know how mad I would be right now? I would be legit mad if The Expanse did get canceled and Star Trek Discovery was continuing. So August 16th to 18th. Yes, I will be there. We will schedule a meetup. I will also be at San Diego Comic-Con for the final time. I'm going to go to other cons from here on out. It's gotten too big and too hard to get into. And, if it wasn't for, I have family in San Diego, I wouldn't want to pay for one of those hotel rooms or anything. But if anybody's going to San Diego, I'll be there. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. River Song acknowledged the female doctor as the first doctor she met. Oh, what? I didn't see that in the article, but I wouldn't. How are they going to de-age her? Oh, no. Skin of Evil. You can't have one Tribble with food next to it. No, you can't. Here's the War Doctor on Big Finish. Oh, he's the War Doctor on Big Finish. Oh, really? No shit, Take a Man Blade. I told you guys I finally got my War Doctor figure. He's right. Well, you can see him. He's next to Eccleston. Here, I don't know if you guys can see him or not. My microphone's probably in the way. He's right there, right there. Now I'm working on moving this around. See how my Doctor Who books. So you can, because I have two 1/6 scale TARDISes. One of them's in a box, and that's such a waste. It needs to be out of the box and out. Thank you for not doing even speculation spoilers. At this point, the Orville is just way too good. I really hope the season keeps the pace and keeps the fireworks going. Yeah, I won't. We're gonna enjoy it. We're just gonna enjoy it. Whoa, Scarecrow 2311. That'll be your 50th as well. Well, shit. If both of us in a room, that's 100 years of experience right there. Hope Bezos is being a massive fan, should give enough seasons to finish the story. Watch The Expanse. Adrian Petfort, it's going to get, Bezos said himself, he wants it to have seasons. And if the boss man says seasons, the boss man gets seasons. Dragon Con, maybe. That is one of the cons that I definitely want to go to, Scott. I want to go to Dragon Con. I want to go to Chicago. I want to go to New York. Hey, maybe somebody, maybe I can get a press pass to one. That'd be cool. Hey, G Art. Okay, cheers from the entertainment, Gary. I'm off. Take care. Thank you, G Art. Thanks for popping in. I greatly appreciate it. The next book, Nigel Rhodes. The next Expanse book comes out a month from yesterday. A month from yesterday. I have the audiobook on order, yes. And it better answer some damn questions from that last book. That's all I got to say. Perth Comics says River Song sucks. She does now. Sequest is greater than Star Trek Discovery. It absolutely is. Okay. All right. I will get back to Star Trek Discovery in just a mo, but we need to talk about Doctor Who. And now I am going to be doing a video on this, so consider this a preview. Now, this is a Mirror article, so they are, hey, they're just as trustworthy as anybody else, in my opinion. But this is from Patrick Troughton, the best doctor, my good friend, Patrick Troughton, the best doctor, sent me this on Twitter, and here we go. Doctor Who set for massive change. Next series over fall in ratings. Exclusive BBC bosses are planning to move to its original evening slot after steady slide in viewers during Jodie Whittaker's debut series. It seems Doctor Who will be taking her shortest time trip ever from Sunday to Saturday. BBC bosses are planning on moving the show to its original evening slot after a steady ratings slide during Jodie Whittaker's debut series. The Sunday run kicked off with 8.2 million viewers in October and had slipped to 5.2 million for the last episode in December. What they didn't mention is that there's actually more, because 8.2 consolidated out to 10.9, 5.2 consolidated out to 6.1. So it was more like a 4 million dip in viewers, damn near 50%. An insider revealed there is a feeling families are freer to watch on Saturdays than Sundays when kids have homework to finish. Is that their logic? Is that their Well, I know you kids in the UK actually do your homework, so bless you for that. I thought Sunday was the best day. Why move it back to Saturday? Well, I'll tell you why after the article. While the show rated high overall, there were concerns over the decline in audience. Yeah, a 40% decline is pretty damn concerning. My God. I love how they stretch it, and there's a sentence here. Returning to Saturdays is being discussed as a likely option. Okay, I got to go down more. The series averaged a respectable 5.7 million viewers across 10 episodes. That's an average. But if you average out the final 4 episodes, it's a lot lower than that. Episodes for the new Doctor series out early next year are already being filmed. Whittaker's run had mixed response. Some said storylines were too politically correct, but others loved the joy she brought. Did she bring joy? Okay. So you ask, how can you make a video? I have such a short article. Watch me. So here is the deal. This is why you guys get previews for this stuff. This is like running. Now it's the Mirror. The Mirror runs all kinds of. I know. I go to the site all the time. I actually visit more UK websites than I do American. Like I said, Anglophile. I'm going to Europe in a month, and part of the deal is I'm going to find a way to fly from Italy to London so I can spend 2 days there. I just want to go to your comic shops, and I don't know. I want to see the museum. I want to go to the Natural History Museum, the stuff with all the Egyptian stuff, the stuff where I almost destroyed the. Have I told you guys that story? I'll tell you that in a second. I almost was remembered in the UK as the ugliest American of them all. You wouldn't have allowed me back. So the reason they're doing this is it is a course correction. They are changing it to Saturday because this is going to be Jodie and Chris's last season. So it doesn't really fucking matter. Why go all out if they are just going to do one and peace out? And then you're going to have to revamp the whole show anyway, or cancel it. And why give up? Why have one of your best time slots dedicated to a show that ain't worth it? That's just my speculation, but I kind of thought something like this would happen because they know they're going to take a ratings hit. Listen, TV viewing in America and in the UK are a lot different. Like Saturday night's a big night for you. Like I've said before, it's a nothing night for us. Americans do not generally watch television on Saturday. And I believe it's the lowest YouTube day too. It's the lowest viewers for YouTube. I don't have any evidence of that, just based on my analytics. So they're going to let her ride out, and why give her the best time slot? Put her back into Saturday. They're going to release it, I guess, in spring. I heard fall, but I guess it's going to be spring. So they're not going to get the numbers that they got in fall. More people watch TV in fall than they do in spring. They just do. So that'll be interesting to see. I would look forward. We've already heard possibly River Song returning. I don't think she will, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big return from somebody, and like every villain, Zygons, Autons, Centaurians. I mean, you just name it, they're coming. But it looks to me like they're going to do what Star Trek Discovery did. They're going to double and triple down on the politics. Remember, they're fundamental. So we're not going to get this big shift. Things have to, like you guys are starting to notice this now. I've been in pop culture like a long time. I sold comics for 10 years. I've been around a long time. There are cycles. And the one thing I do know is they wait for something they being the powers that be that own these franchises, it has to absolutely crash and burn before they give up on something. And I mean, crash and burn. Star Trek Discovery, by all accounts, anywhere else would have been canceled. Problem is, lucky for them, they centered the entire streaming network around it. If they had canceled Star Trek Discovery, what do they have? Nothing. The Twilight Zone is not going to be enough to center. Anthology shows are cool, but they're kind of niche. I'll watch it, and yes, we are going to review every damn episode. Just like I do Star Trek Discovery. I'll do a live stream and I'll do a breakdown video. But I don't think there's anything there. I mean, The Good Wife gets good ratings. I bet you would get, that's a show that's really made to be on the network. Well, look for Star Trek Discovery possibly to hit the airwaves this Saturday and this summer, and then we'll see. As far as Doctor Who is concerned, there's another article that goes with this that'll go in my video that I'm going to save for the video. What do you guys think? Do you think Saturday's better for Doctor Who, or do you think this is them surrendering, or do you think it's a better move? I'm not in the UK. Is Saturday a better day than Sunday? I mean, I don't know for a fact. You guys can let me know. Liam Gray, Anime Hitman for Australian $2. How are those figures held up? Oh, on my wall. I was like, The viewing figures? Oh, the action figures. With the Force, Liam. I'm concentrating all the time. No, actually, it is push pins between their legs. Here, I can, if you can get a little closer. You see right between their legs, there's little push pins. I usually use clear ones. But anytime the earth shakes or my son closes his door too hard, everybody kind of goes crooked, and it's bad. Sorry, folks. There we go. All right, that's how they're held up. Thank you for this. Oh, now I can't. Hang on. I got to get reef. There we go. That's better. Okay. Thank you, Liam Gray, for the Australian $2. Mystic Puma for £5. Would love one final episode of Quantum Leap where Sam Beckett finally goes home. I was so sad in the way they ended it, like Serenity was for Firefly. I didn't see the end of Quantum Leap. He didn't get to go home. They should totally do a movie for that. They still could. Well, they can't because what's his name died. Who was in Battlestar Galactica. I thought he just died. Seed Fan 85, Australian $5. By the way, Mystic Puma, thank you for the £5. I always thought the Master made a good foil for the Doctor, but the Rainey was a better villain. I would agree with you on that. I would. I just think that Delgado was so effing good. I mean, like, honestly, the Master portrayals, I always liked when I was younger, the Skull Master, just because of the look. But yeah, I'll give it to you. I've just seen a lot more of those episodes, and I don't know. There's something I liked about the guy. And it was so sad how he died. It was so freaking sad. On just this little movie, gets into a car accident. That sucks. And apparently John Pertwee, it like really shook his world, rocked his world. Like they were all like really tight. They were buds. It's very sad to hear the interviews on that. Mark Decre. Am I saying your last name right, Mark? Is it Ducret? $5. Season 3 should be Pike in command of the Enterprise at the start of 5-year mission. Take Saru and Robot Girl and dump the rest of the cast and writers. Yes. Yeah, I would watch the hell out of that. Absolutely. Miriam the Robot Girl is great costuming, great makeup. I said that in season 1. I'm like, center the show around her. Doug Jones is Saru. Doug Jones is great. Doug Jones is one of the best actors in Hollywood. When you can convey emotion through pounds of makeup, and not just in everything he does, he's an Academy Award. Not that those stupid awards matter, but he's an award-winning actor and like a better human being by all accounts. So, I mean, it's got positives. It's really hard to criticize something with him in it. I don't like it. But that's how bad Star Trek Discovery is. Ringo Starr's Caveman. Mark C. Ringo Starr's Caveman is still better than Star Trek Discovery. Dude, $5. I saw that in theaters. And I remember being a kid and laughing my ass off. And I laughed when they all stepped in the dinosaur poop. Oh my God. Ringo Starr's Caveman. Tokyo Gaijin. But the funniest thing, Mark C, when I saw that movie, I didn't know Ringo Starr was a Beatle. I was not aware. He was just like some funny English man. I thought he was like a comedian or something. God, I was super young when I saw that though. Tokyo Gaijin, 600 yen. You're going to leave this here? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Better than STD. Fuck yeah. Ator is better than Star Trek Discovery. Right, Dougie J? I saw you in there. If you could make it to the UK on your European tour, are beards compulsory, or can anyone who makes it wear name badges? Asking for a friend. Beards are not compulsory, Brent. They're not. No. Ask. Yeah, come, please. We'll find a place. I don't know where you are, though. I don't know if everybody's near London. UK is a big country. Sadako, well, not as big as ours, but you know what I mean. Sadako 7th Legion, £2. UK box. They are charging us twice now. We paid. What? What are they charging you twice? Probably to cover the expenses of Doctor Who season 12. Why are you paying twice? Tell me why. Mystic Puma, £2. Audio is way out of sync on the video, 15 frames per second. Okay, I can fix that. Hang on. It's because I shared. Thanks for letting me know. Give me just a second, folks. It's this damn Mirror article. Oh, man. I really got to call my internet company. This is starting to get so annoying. I should not have anything. I got the gigabit internet. It should not be doing this. Give it a second. Sorry, folks. I will go to the chat. Here we go into the chat. Going to the chat. Sip of Pete's for the working lady. River Song has sung. It's over. She needs to be gone. Moons of Madness, I agree. I hate River Song. She's rubbish, says Rebecca Gold. She is now, yeah. She is now. Here, the River Song that I like. Hang on. Hang on. I'll turn my camera back on, too. There, that was just so you don't get a crotch shot. That's not fun. Okay, now let me know, first person, if I am in, give me a second, let it roll through. Am I in sync yet? Okay, this River Song is the one I liked. So this is actually a good figure. Look at how good these action figures are. I mean, this one's got a little ding on it because, it's been thrown around and stuff, but by my kid. But these are some of the best action figures they ever made. Silence in the Light. Like, this is cool. They don't make them better than this, okay? We good, Warts? Much better. Okay, good. That's good. I think the Mirror article was like killing my computer. So, yeah, I got it down. T. Stoney, we're not really commiserating. I was actually going to put Star Trek Discovery Celebration in the title. To celebrate a third season, which guarantees many, many viewers and clicks for this channel and for this community. And we have a place to come. And actually, at this point, the gloves are off. We can clown this show as much as we want to. I'll try not to clown Doug Jones. I'll try to leave him alone. But honestly, I was going to put Celebration, but then I thought, oh, that might bring people who actually like the show. And I don't want to I don't want people, if you genuinely like the show but still like to hang out here, that's fine. But I could understand if you like the show and you don't want to hang out here. But if you want to be one of those people who likes the shows and wants to constantly berate me thinking you're going to change my mind, that's a waste of time. It's a waste of everybody's time. This show is bad. It sucks. I break it down in 5-minute increments in my videos, how much it sucks. And guess what? Other YouTubers catch shit I don't. And in their videos, they know it sucks too. And these are intelligent people. Okay. Annie Trekker, Doomcock, very intelligent men. Mecha does it too. Mecha does a great job breaking that stuff down too. And we all find different reasons why it sucks, but it still sucks. The thing is, all of us want to watch Star Trek. We want to give Star Trek lots and lots of money and time, but they clearly don't want us anymore. Same with Doctor Who. They want to choose their audience. They only want a very specific audience. They want to there's nothing wrong with having a female lead, a black female lead. Like I've said before, I would expect that from Star Trek Discovery. I would be, honestly, I wouldn't say disappointed, but very surprised if we got a Star Trek show with like a white captain. I was just like, wouldn't expect that. It's not necessary. I just want Star Trek. And we have that with the Orville. We have it clearly with the Orville. But what they're trying to do is, I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. They are demasculating all the shows. And I don't understand why you do that. Like, you can bring in more women. You can make the show more inclusive for everybody. You could try to sell it to a broader audience without taking out the boys. But that's what you did. You totally overcorrected. So with Doctor Who and Star Trek Discovery, you decided to feminize two things that didn't need to. There was plenty of that in there, and you could have also had the guys in there as well, had a nice little mix, keeping everybody on board, and you could just focus on storytelling. But no, the goddamn agenda was way too important, and you were willing to sacrifice two major franchises. And if you call it a victory by renewing something that nobody's effing watching, I mean, then this is just going to be entertaining to watch. That's all I've got to say, because this will be a case study. I think our insiders should write a book, but they have many chapters to write yet because they need to watch season 3. And you know what's going to happen with season 3? What's happening with season 2? You know what's happening with season 2? Complete apathy. Nobody cares. And the only people who do are those of us who are criticizing the show, and we're going to stop eventually too. And once that happens, then nobody's talking about your show. Because I've seen your defenders. They try to come across my Twitter. I don't see any defender there with major influence on Twitter or anything. I don't see your damn show trending on the day it was renewed. That should say it all. Now, I will look into later to see if it's trending in other places, but Twitter is a good indicator if people are excited about something. When The Expanse got canceled, it trended. The Expanse trends. It actually trended. We actually made a point to get it to trend on Twitter. We did this whole thing to get the viewers up for the overnight viewers and to save The Expanse and watch The Expanse movement, and we did it. I remember the night it happened. It was great. Nobody's talking about Star Trek Discovery. Nobody cares. So, so there's 5 or 6 people going, yeah, we got season 3. And what are you going to have with season 3? Nothing. So it's actually a celebration because this means we are going to get, Section 31 show, I still think is really an if. We are definitely getting Picard. I think that is 100%. And I want to see this. And it's not going to be episodic. So it's going to be it's going to be a 10-hour movie in 10 chapters. I mean, you're going to have to stop unless they're going to show 10 hours in a row. That'd be interesting. Hashtag Star Trek is dead. Penn Farm Girl, what's up? Nyla Shadow, what's up? Lori Roberts, watch it like a car accident. We're gonna. I'm glad you're here, Lori. It's nice to see you. Angel Feliciano. Section 31, meh. Yeah, it sounds so meh. And like, again, Michelle Yeoh, I liked her much better as the stoic Georgiou than this really horrible. There's just so okay. One of the dumbest things, Anti-Trekker keeps bringing this up, and it's true. There's so many dumb things in the show I can't pinpoint, but one of the dumbest things, and I'm sorry, this is not a judgment or body shame or anything. It's not like I'm in reasonable shape, and I don't know if I could win a marathon. I'm in pretty good shape. I can run. I work out every day, so I probably could run a half marathon without, like training up for it and probably finish it, but I would not win. By any stretch. I'm 50. So Tilly won a half marathon against a bunch of people who were in excellent shape. If you watch the back, the one guy looked like a swimmer or something, but they had us believe that she won a half marathon. Like, what was even the point of that? But there was no point in her winning other than to show a woman winning or doing something. There's a million other ways you could have done that. But we have people basically writing fan fiction because it didn't mean anything for the scene. You could have shot the scene a million different ways. They just had to achieve full Bechdel test. They had to show Tilly winning a marathon. I'm glad they beating 2 men and a woman. who were clearly in better running shape for her. I'm not saying Tilly's body's bad. There's nothing wrong with their body. There's nothing wrong with that body size at all. At all. It's just not the kind that win half marathons against people who look like they win half marathons. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have beat those people either. Like I said in my video, that's really defines the show. The logic in the show is just, it's not about storytelling. This is about keeping their jobs. They don't care. I mean, this show has been so all over the place. It's kind of a miracle it's still around. If Tilly could win that marathon, maybe she is the Red Angel. She might be. She might be. And then, and then Saru fixing, MacGyvering that thing at the end, right? So he MacGyvers the bowel movement drone that I guess they only had 5 or 6. I don't know why they didn't send any more. They're like, oh, he broke them. Well, we only got 6 more, and those things cost a lot of money. So let's just let him go. We'll wait for him to make a communicator that fits perfectly into a random plug in the floor that just so happens to be a transmitter that just so happens to be powerful enough to get the piggybacked sound waves from the transmission from the Discovery that was a transmission from the Sphere through space so we can speed up the evolution of a species. Yes, that actually happened in a television show of Star Trek. I mean, even saying it, I sound like a crazy person. But that happened within a minute of time. He MacGyvered. It's just saying it back. It's so stupid. He MacGyvered a communicator that just happened to fit into the wall, that plugged into the wall, that sped up the evolution of a species. Okay, go. Oh, man. Exactly. It's the kind of thing somebody puts in a brig. Like, yeah, every time I get locked up in the brig, I want to make sure there's Wi-Fi. there's a 220 outlet, just because I want to bring my washer in there. Haley Atwell is the doctor. She is quintessential English and is a great commanding present, just an opinion. My opinion is going to be pretty staunch on the doctor's a dude. And somebody who used to be in Doctor Who actually said that a couple years ago, but that's going to be part of my video. Somebody else popped it in here last live stream. Haley Atwell in that show playing a Time Lord would be excellent. I love Haley. Agent Carter. For one, somebody brought this up. They showed me a poster on Twitter, and they showed Doomcock too, that said before Captain America and before the Avengers, there was Captain Marvel. And then on the tweet, they said, but before Captain Marvel, there was Agent Carter. And before that, there was Captain America. Yeah, Agent Carter, technically, to me, is the first female hero of the Marvel universe. And that was an excellent show. Probably, I would say, on network TV, the best Marvel show they have done, period. It was better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know why it got the hook. I guess not enough people were watching, but I liked Agent Carter. I thought it was good. I like her. I would like her more than Jodie, though, Rebecca Gold. I will give you that. It would be harder for me not to like the show with her in it. Nick the Friendly Borg. It's the Nick the Friendly Borg. What's up, Case? I think the girl from the TG AT&T commercials was hot. Is that the one that was in Silicon Valley, who was supposed to be Squirrel Girl in the defunct New Warriors TV show? Oh yeah, I remember. That show was a lock, remember? Remember the New Warriors was going to happen. They had people cast, and then then Freeform didn't want to have it, and they said they were going to shop it around, and we never heard from it again. But I think you're talking about this girl right here. Yeah, it's still up there like it's a show, but it's not. God. Okay, don't sub. I used to like Squirrel Girl when she was part of the Great Lake Avengers. This was a decade ago, and she was a gag. And when she was a gag, it was funny. What they've done to her since then, and she's part of SJW Marvel, which tells you why Marvel is in the wrong hands, why there is so many just people who don't like comics. They took Squirrel Girl, which was a fun, popular gag that people liked, and made her thoroughly unlikable and took all the humor out of it and actually tried to make her a serious character. And I know that the comic is kind of silly Billy. The comic is kind of it's below zine quality, and it's not anything I would ever sell in my shop. Yeah, so this is supposed to be Squirrel Girl. Now she was in Silicon Valley. She played God, the Canadian guy. The Canadian guy's girlfriend, Satan worshiper. By the way, when Silicon Valley comes back, I will do reviews for that on Patreon. I love that fucking show so much. That's Squirrel Girl. I don't think it was a bad choice, but I think I don't usually use this term very much, but I think the SJWs would have completely freaked out if she became Squirrel Girl. I think they would have spurged like crazy. And I think that might have gone into the show getting shit canned. Manic Boy Productions. What's up? Canadian $2. Gary, you should make a tour vid of that room. Okay, I will. Absolutely. I've done a couple for Patreon, but they're kind of like just me walking around. I'll do like a legit one. Like with good, I mean, like lighting and everything. Sure, why not? For $2 Canadian, consider it done. I can do that in a couple hours. Thanks, Manic Boy Productions. Sadukar 7th Legion, arrival to Netflix. We fund BBC and ITV. Joke. My question for the BBC and ITV, said Sadukar, is I don't understand. I think you guys still sit around your tellies and watch them over in the UK, but correct me if I'm wrong, more than we do here. Like, we're not doing it a lot now. The cable companies are freaking out. Very, very soon, it's going to be just streaming. It's just my opinion. I think the maximum streaming services your average American, your average Brit would want is 3. So it'd be Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and maybe like Disney. CBS All Access is going to be no better off than NBC Universal's is, and yeah, they're in trouble. Honestly, the DC Universe, I signed up for a year because it was really cheap, but man, thank God for Doom Patrol, or I would have got rid of it. But I'll tell you the truth. My kid, Nerdrotic Jr., is on DC Universe all the time. So, but that's a problem, because in the first Doom Patrol episode, there's a girl bent over a table, half naked, getting bow chicka wow wow from Brendan Fraser with her boob hanging out. And like, my kid's 13, and honestly, I'd rather have him see that than like some decapitations or something like that. But I'd rather him not see it right now. Like a couple of years, 16 is fine. I don't care. But yeah. So that I'm having a little trouble with that. He asked me to watch Doom Patrol. I said no. Felt like a jerk, but I could probably show it to him after that scene, but I got to watch it again. Mark C, $5. After Utopia with the Master in Prime Universe, I noticed a little Roman column on a shelf in the boardroom. I think you're right. That would be interesting. Well, he took the Doctor's TARDIS. I don't know what happened to his TARDIS. His TARDIS used to be a computer bank, and was it a column once? I think so. I can't remember. Observer Dude, £5. To Paul, should appear in Discovery as an ambassador the way Spock did in TNG. Your thoughts? I don't think anybody should appear in Discovery. I think it should go away. Observer, dude, I will give you full credit. I don't think the writers know about T'Pol. So I don't know. I don't want to see any. No. I would rather see the crew of the Discovery get away from Vulcan, go somewhere into deep space, and get away from the Federation and not screw up any more canon. Even though it's not canon, as time goes on, I firmly believe that they're effing with the timeline and they're going to create their own. And honestly, that's fine. That's fine. If they do that, then do what you want. Read John Byrne's The Crew and Romulan comics. That dude knew how to write a Trek prequel. Mark C., you are right. I have not read those, but I know how much of a star. John Byrne is a dying breed. He was a comic book artist who was a comic book fan and also a huge sci-fi geek. He is a nerd like you and I. You know how I got my John Byrne? I got to show it to you. My commission piece from him, which is Batman and Catwoman on a double date with Spider-Man and Black Cat. I traded, Mark, you'll like this, Ben Grimm Thing 1:1 scale sideshow head bust for that drawing. Talked to him on the phone a lot. He had that drawing to me in 2 weeks, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen him do. I saved the picture somewhere, and now I can't find it. But
you can't find what?
Is it eBay Pics?
Hello?
It's not there. You know where I found the picture? My the Comic Outpost MySpace is still active, and there's a bunch of great pictures on that, but it loads like crap. It loads like crap. So
testing. Hello? Hello?
Nigel Rhodes, Nerdrotic. Do you hold hopes for Apple's service? And it shows. Ronald D. Moore, Brian Fuller. Those are the two names behind a couple of his shows. So yeah, if they, it's very secretive what's going on, but that's kind of typical Apple, right? So yeah, if I do hold out hopes. I like Outlander is not really a show made for me, but I still can enjoy it. It's still a quality show. At least it used to be. I didn't watch the most recent season. Ronald D. Moore is one of the best writers alive.
Test.
Okay, gotcha. You didn't actually give an option on UK people having to pay for stuff twice. I know a lot of BBC and ITV stuff ends up on Netflix, but does that justify us paying for it twice? Yeah, that is
are you there?
Yeah, that whole license thing is weird. I think it's weird. I've always thought it was weird. But you guys are probably used to it. So yeah, having to pay for your TV, having the government give you permission to watch television is Kegger Rogers. Oh, hang on. He just popped in. Hang on, Doomcock. I didn't have my headphones on.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
They could probably hear you, but I can't hear you.
I've been going test.
I didn't think you'd actually show. That's great. I did invite Doomcock. Hang on just a second.
But I don't know if anybody can hear me or not.
I'm glad somebody in the chat.
No idea.
Speak, Doomcock.
Are you there?
Hang on.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I got you. Hang on. I got you. What's up, dude?
I don't know. Can you hear me or not?
Doomcock.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
All right. Good.
I just popped in real fast. I don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to come by and just say hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
It's such a slow news week. I don't know what we have to talk about or anything. There's so many things going on with this Captain Marvel kerfuffle. Hey, you got a celebration coming Friday, don't you?
Yes, I do. 17,000 subscribers.
17,000 subscribers for Doomcock. What time's your live stream?
It's going to be at 8 o'clock on Friday night.
Excellent. So as I've told our lovely people in the chat that I am moving mine to Saturday for you, so you can so I can be in your chat because I don't want to miss it. So everybody,
man,
be there.
You're the best.
You're the best, dude.
No, man, you are.
So yeah. So everybody go on Saturday. Subscribe to Doomcock. Let's get him to like 20,000 before Friday. That'd be fun.
Oh man, that would be a miracle. That would prove that you are the godfather of, you're the new godfather. The godfather, I gotta kiss your ring.
I'm gonna make him an offer I can't refuse.
I forgot about horse's head. I'm gonna leave a plank in a bed. Wake up next to Mikey Spock and scream. Yeah. So, man, I just wanted to say, shit, Star Trek Discovery.
Fuck. I know. I love your video, dude.
It's just hilarious. It's like, I don't know. Everyone's expecting like what? Look, Gary, you watch my videos. Didn't I declare Star Trek dead last year?
Yep.
I just declared it was dead. It's gone. It's finished. Kaput. Pushing up daisies. And, I had my wake. I had a live stream wake and published a video saying RIP Star Trek. So I've been through Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief. And at this point, really, like I said in my video, all these like kind of reports of attempts to, possibilities of saving Star Trek were just a few like paddles. A few electric paddles stuck on his chest, but it didn't work. The patient croaked, and I was expecting it to croak, and there it is.
So it's just a zombie now. It's a poor imitation. It never really was Trek. So I completely agree with your sentiment now that it's just a joke at this point. Like there's no turning this show around, and I know they're on their 4th or 5th showrunner, and I don't care. And I was just explaining to our lovely audiences just a couple of things of what makes the show so effing stupid. And I didn't even talk about Sonar in Space. But hey, I wanted to ask you because Red Letter Media caught this and I did not, but you might have. In Calypso, the short trek, did you see the shooting star in deep space?
No.
I missed that completely, but it's there. There's a shooting star in deep space.
It's so fucking stupid.
Good.
Not knowing that a shooting star is because of an atmosphere, you idiot.
Yes.
Very funny, very funny, very funny. Well,
so
all that's left is to have fun, to not like worry about this damn thing anymore, and just to say the hell with it. I haven't been able to bring myself to work on the rest of my reviews because it's just not any fun. It's horrible. But now that I finally like the corpse has been wheeled out of the rest home and is in the back of the ambulance heading to the morgue, hell with it. Let's have a party.
I agree with that. The last breakdown I did was arduous. It was hard. I didn't want to do it.
Horrible.
I wanted to get to the Orville episode. And you can tell like people are not into the show anymore. I just looked a few minutes ago. It hasn't trended all day. The show got renewed and it hasn't trended on Twitter once. Not that I saw anyway. I think that says it all right there.
Oh yeah. It must be that Bad Robot or Skydance, some of the Abrams, companies or a third party that needs like a tax loss for 2019 went ahead and invested and put forth the money. I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Robot was trying to salvage this thing by, they couldn't get a movie in production. So, I heard a rumor that they could go ahead and actually sink money into it to kind of renew it in lieu of that contractual obligation to have something going on with the movie.
Interesting.
So I don't know. That's possible, but who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't. a couple super chats here. Give me just a second. Mystic Puma, 5 pounds. Jonathan Frakes posted about directing a Picard show. My season looks like Star Trek Discovery and the Orville, which is some people's new Star Trek. Is that what he posted? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that's great that he's on the Picard show that's being written by Akiva Goldsmith. That's very depressing. A bunch of people say hi. Lord Lovecraft, $2, says hail Doomcock. Rogue 9, $1.99. Doomcock is on the line. Rolocat, 2 pounds. Hail Doomcock. Star Woke, what is that? Star War Inc. Nico, 2 pounds. Hail Lord Doomcock. And Steele Johnson. I pulled over specifically to shout out my love for you guys. Sorry I've been away. Miss you all. Keep kicking ass, and hopefully I'll be there Friday night, says Steele Johnson.
Oh, thank you guys. Listen, what the hell? It's a fun little milestone, and it's just a chance to celebrate and just to like put all this bad crap behind us, and just have some fun. So, and also, I think we'll probably do maybe an Exozone like on Sunday or something, Gary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You've already sent me some really cool stuff, and I've got some stuff together. I am so down.
Well, I think we'll make it happen, man.
Yeah. So I think an Exozone would be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So when I heard that this morning, wasn't surprised. And I've gone over the reasons, and you've gone over the reasons, and they're very similar. It is hilarious that they're willing to shoot themselves in the foot to save face. And it's hilarious.
Well, it is. I mean, who are we? Why would they go ahead and execute their franchise, their crown jewel, just to say yeah. And the funniest thing, exactly. I was fully expecting to go on to Twitter and get a bunch of and I haven't gotten anything. Nothing. Zero. All I've gotten is, I can't believe the show got fucking renewed. That's all I've seen. Now I could be missing it, but I've had a few like Dreckies go on there, and it's like, they're give them their happy little moment of triumph. I'm beyond caring at this point, honestly. I have been for some time, but it'll add more fun to it now. For me anyway, knowing that this thing is gone. I mean, now we're just having a laugh, and it's not Star Trek. That's been established. I don't know what shenanigans and monkey shines they're up to, but I don't care anymore. Yep. I really don't. And that's a very good feeling. Finally, it's gone.
Yeah, it is absolutely freeing. And God, I just made the announcement. I'm going to be in Europe and I'm going to miss the finale of Star Trek Discovery. And oh, great, I could care less. I'm bummed about the Orville, but honestly, I'm like, I didn't know if I think I'm going to take a break this week from doing a breakdown video. I might, because like I'd rather do other stuff. I'd rather do an Umbrella Academy video. Have you seen the Umbrella Academy?
Oh yeah, I kind of did a review of it on my last live stream.
What did you think? Just quick answer. I mean, I don't want to ruin the live stream or anything, but
no. I mean, that's done. In general, I thought it had a very unique tone that it sustained throughout the whole thing. Kind of a superhero meets Tim Burton by way of an unfortunate series of events. A little Lemony Snicket in there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, by the end of it, I really didn't like any of the characters, and I was rooting for the bad ending to happen.
The apocalypse. Yeah. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I did. I'm not saying I didn't. I mean, I didn't like the characters, but I liked the show. I don't have to like the characters to be interested in them, although it committed the cardinal sin of, in the middle of the series, having the bad guys invade your base, and you don't kill them because you don't use your powers. So it's all bullshit. It's just like, oh, we'll meet again, and they go away, and it's because it's in the middle of the thing, and they can't kill them. They can't have any kind of conclusion because they got to have more show. And the chick that can do the rumors conveniently forgets to do rumors to make them shoot at each other. Even though it should be second nature because she's done it her whole life. The knife throwing guys throws kicks and punches instead. Blah, 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 blah. It's unbelievably stupid and insulting. So there you go. And I loved Pogo. I thought Pogo was one of the most amazing CGI performances I've ever seen in my life. So overall, I recommend it with the caveat that it does veer into the stupid territory.
Superhero-ness. That's typical superhero-ness.
Yeah.
I like Klaus. I like the druggy Klaus, man. I loved him so much. I've known so many people like that. Yeah, the rumor thing was a bit too much, but I dug it. I mean, the Orville did the same thing. I mean, like, why did I'm still, and maybe we get an explanation why the Kalons didn't just fucking kill everybody at the end. I mean, we know other than the show would end, but they kind of have to give a legit reason. Like why they didn't just, which they might like need them for security codes or something like that. But
maybe they need them for soup.
Maybe
to serve man. Part 2, the serving.
The serving soup is good food.
Yeah. It is. So I don't know. I think maybe it may turn out that this is all a test, like the Corbomite maneuver, and they are just seeing how the Union will react to an existential threat because they were questioning them about, well, you all do seem barbaric and you seem violent and unpredictable. So they're pulling a Baylock, which would be perfect for Seth MacFarlane to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I can't wait for next episode, man.
Me either.
Over Star Trek. Got a couple super chats. Mark C. Yes, the Master's TARDIS was once a Roman column. I brain fart on my live streams all the time. Mark C's been on fire today, just picking shows that are better than Star Trek Discovery, like Jason, a Star Command, and Knight Rider, and just picking like, and I got you on one is Nightman is better than Star Trek Discovery.
The Guiding Light is better.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. I think there used to be a show called the New Zoo Review.
Yes,
that was better.
Cop Rock.
There are episodes of Geico that are better.
There's C-SPAN, Days of C-SPAN that is better.
I have been more entertained watching the old color weather radar than I have been by Star Trek Discovery. Back in the days when it was talking, it was like Saturday, chance of rain. I mean, just that robotic voice, I would be like amused for, a good 30 minutes just watching that, listening to it, I miss that. I miss that voice. Anyway, just about everything is better than Star Trek Discovery.
It certainly is. Manimal is better. You're right. Call me Ishmael.
Yeah.
Manimal is better. Patrick Brothers, ever watch Star Blazers or G-Force? Do they make the shows like that anymore? They kind of do, Patrick Brothers, but Star Blazers was one of my all-time favorite shows ever. So.
Yeah, I got to watch that. I've never seen it. I need to watch it. So it's on YouTube, I think. So I'm going to check it out.
Battleship Yamamoto.
Yes.
So good. I need to get one of those ships too. It's got an excellent ship. So it's an old battleship like turned into a spaceship. Yeah.
Right. I think I've got a couple of those. I even have toys to things I haven't seen. That's how much of a geek I am. It's true. I just see it. Oh, that looks cool. And I get it. I got a couple of those. Got the Harlock ship, got Yamamoto. So
I love Harlock. Yeah. I haven't seen much of it, but I like what I've seen. So
well, anyway, you guys, I got to run. I got to
Thanks for popping in.
Oh man, it was I just wanted to say hi and commiserate with you on this day. Although really, I'm beyond mourning. I mean, I've done my mourning last year, and the writing's been on the wall since. And really, I just feel relief and amusement at this point.
Same here.
So
same here. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about Exozone this weekend, and we'll make it happen.
I will chat with you soon, and thanks again for coming on, everybody. Hail Doomcock.
Hail to the chat, and see you guys hopefully Friday at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time for my 17K celebration.
I'll be there.
I'll see you later.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There goes our Lord Doomcock. I have to read a super chat. Thanks again for coming in. Here, hang on. I got to turn my camera off for a second because I ate a piece of food. Okay. Cato Roan. Hi, Gary and Hail Doomcock. He just left. It's hard to watch live lately, but I'm catching up when I can. Missing you all. We miss you too, but I know you've been busy. Your hours are different. Oh, Lord of our Discord. Oh, Lord of the Nerdrotic Discord, Cato Roan. Yeah, so a few announcements coming up. Okay. So I finally finished the t-shirt design. We're going to have a PO box. So next live stream, we're going to announce t-shirts, PO box, and an email. So this will be like my one contact. So I can try to filter messages so because I'm missing a lot because they're in so many different places. So I'm going to try to find one place where everybody can just contact me. I've got that place set up. Be announced Saturday. Now, again, we're not having Friday night tights. We're having Saturday night tights, and it's going to be like at 5 or 6 Pacific time. Pay attention, nerdrotic.com, because Doomcock's having a celebration Friday, and I do not want to miss that at all. So what's up, everybody in the chat? We'll get back there. Okay. Hey, Gary, I'm quite late. What did I miss? Aiden McGurr, you missed the greatest live stream ever. I'm just kidding. No, it's just me babbling about Star Trek and Doctor Who. Star Trek Discovery has been renewed, Aiden, for season 3. And it guarantees that this channel will at least get some sort of traction for another year. And that's good to know, considering that I have committed to taking a vacation, a very ill-timed one, happening on the worst week possible when 2 shows we cover are ending while the show is growing, while the channel is growing. I really don't have time to take an entire week off. If you guys know YouTube, it's all about what you've done for me lately. It needs to be fed daily, and I'm not going to be able to do that for a week. And yes, it gave me pause. I mean, I wasn't going to say no, but it gave me pause. I'm like, oh, fuck, do I really want to go to Europe and possibly ground my channel? I don't think it'll ground the channel. And I found out there's internet over there, and this forces me to buy a laptop now, and because I'm cheap, but I will buy a laptop. And yeah, so we'll do one live stream from Italy, and we'll cover those 2 shows. I could be doing live streams. I believe it'll be like the middle of the night for me, but I'll do it from a castle. I don't know how good the internet's going to look, so I might just throw a thumbnail up. But we'll work it out. I'll try to put some videos in the can and have them timed out. You guys might not even know I was gone, except for the live stream where I'm going to be in a castle, which will be kind of fun. Fight Club, stay away from the. I recommend the ma'am does not. I recommend she doesn't eat the clam chowder. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, silhouetted animator. That'd be cool. Future Man is better than Star Trek Discovery. Absolutely. Manimal is better than Star Trek Discovery. Yo Gabba Gabba is better than Star Trek Discovery. Is Twilight better than Star Trek Discovery? They're the same damn thing. I think they Rome Hater, they cancel each other out in a singularity of suck. Watching snails is better than Star Trek Discovery. Firefly is a million times better than Star Trek Discovery. Firefly is one of the greatest shows ever put on television that Fox canceled in the fucking season. The Banana Splits are better than Star Trek Discovery. HR Puffin Stuff is better than Star Trek Discovery. Okay. Bigfoot and Wild Boy is better than Star Trek Discovery. G-Force was a Battle of the Planets, except if you're talking about the porno G-Force KSS. That's different. Totally different. Okay, so the new Star Blazers is Space Battleship 2199. Harlock for the win. Yeah, I like Harlock. Harlock is good stuff. So I've never been I never hated anime or manga. I've just not experienced a lot, but every time I experience some, I end up loving it. So I'm probably secretly a fan, a huge fan. But Star Blazers was a cartoon on when I was a little kid, and it used to be on like butt early in the morning with the Spider-Man 60s cartoon. So I would get my ass up early. It always tripped my parents out that I would get up early to watch Star Blazers and Spider-Man before I went to school. Need more Doomcock STD reviews. Well, they're coming. He just had to take a week off, man. He's building those robots, man. It takes time. He's beyond morning. He is indeed. Mountain Shark. I love when Doomcock and Gary are together. Yeah, like it's fun. It's tons of fun. So we will be back together for the Exozone this Sunday. You heard the man. So that's happening. That is happening. Give me just a second here. I was going to show you guys another article. What else do I have on there? Did we? Oh, yeah. We need to talk about Captain Marvel real quick. Hang on. Hang on just a second. I got to get something, a little nibble of something to eat. I don't like to eat on camera. It's gross. Okay. I have these little, I don't know if you guys have we have a hippie store called Trader Joe's. I'm sure you guys have them all over the place. And I like Swedish fish. I'm a big fan of Swedish fish. But they have these things called Swedish swimmers, which are kind of like the hippie vegan version. I mean, I'm not vegan or anything or gluten-free. I just like these things. So yeah, they're kind of like Swedish fish. That's what I'm chomping on over here to make sure the blood sugar stays up. Doomcock is one of, if not my favorite person to live stream with. And it's not easy to live stream with everybody. You got, especially with me, I'm very difficult to live stream with because I talk all the time. But the people who figure it out, it's a lot of fun. It was tons of fun streaming with Jeremy the first time, but like Doomcock and I have like done a lot of live streams together now, and we are going to do more. Yeah, Doomcock's freaking awesome and woefully undersubscribed. So like, please consider subscribing to him. He does very, very well thought out videos and amazing live streams. Super interactive. No man left behind in the chat. Or woman, I'm sorry. Women too. Strong whammon. Look at all my wrenches here. That's great. Penn Farm Girl, Mark Lazerth, Tarka Jedi. Good day, my friend. It's good to see you. And Douglas Nelson, he with the great Photoshop skills, by the way. Love the thumbnails. I'm going to use some of them, by the way, if that's okay with you. Okay, you should watch Cobra, Space Pirate, and Lupin the Third. Promise you'll love them. Grew up on them in the 70s, 80s manga. Fists of the North Star is another. Now, I know Fists of the North Star because I sold that in my comic shop. Lex is better than STD. I bet you it is. I bet you it is. The Exozone is always awesome. They got Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo talking human alien hybrids and all sorts of conspiracy shit. That's right. STD is better than Doctor Who. Yeah, you're funny, Bonjo Pink. It's greater in sucking. It's much better than sucking than Doctor Who. Now, if you're talking about current Who, like Doctor Who season 11, we had the patrons vote, and everybody voted Star Trek Discovery worse than Doctor Who. I don't know if I entirely agree with that, but the people have spoken. So Bonjo Pink, you're right in that aspect. I'll give you that. What's up, Mary Ashmead? Yes, current Who. Sorry, Banjo Pink. My apologies. STD is better than current Who. I'm going to agree with you. I know a lot of people don't, but I agree with you, Banjo Pink. Again, yeah, they're wrong. Exactly. Use whatever of my Photoshops you want. I'll make more. Douglas, the fact that you make those, I am utterly grateful that they are amazing. I love every single one of them. I have them saved in a little file. I show them to my wife and kids, and they think it's just the coolest thing ever. Yeah, it's super cool. Mrs. Nerdrotic is starting to come around on like knowing there's a channel here and like giving a shit basically. So Mrs. Nerdrotic will be taking over a bit. So as far as the Facebook group, we have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. I will be spending a little more time there. Mrs. Nerdrotic will be handling the messages. We had to boot somebody today because apparently, I mean, I just let anybody in without like doing any research. I just like let them join, whatever. And I will continue to do that. But apparently somebody came in just to be a troublemaker. So I booted that troublemaker today. They wrote me this manifest of how much I basically suck, which is like, you could just say you suck. I would read that. But if you're going to write this big, long thing, it's going to be too long to not read. Bah. I mean, just keep it simple. You suck. Eat a D, you know, like the stuff I usually get in the morning. You have a face I'd like to punch. Something like that. Just get to the point. Gary, if you're going to watch anime, definitely have to watch Lupin and the third, but start with Castle. Oh my God, how do I say this? Cagliostro got an award for greatest car chase. Oh, I'll check it out, Chris. That's later in the year, though. That's later in the year. Right now, I am finishing Farscape. And loving it. Loving it. My God, I'm such an idiot for missing that show. You should read some of that manifesto. Should I, if I can find it? Hang on. Oh, my phone's dead. Give me just a second. This will be entertaining. I gotta find Mrs. Nerdrotic sent it to me because I removed it from the. Oh shit! Yeah, I don't need my headphones anymore. Mrs. Nerdrotic sent it to me. If it takes too long to find, I'm gonna have to wait till next time, but let's give it a shot. There's my boarding pass. My God, she messages me a lot. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Is this it? That's one of them. Okay. So amusingly, Nerdrotic is a effing gatekeeper, cis, middle-aged white dude. In the last several months, he has been on a tirade against Star Trek Discovery and Doctor Who. He mainly attacks Sonequa Martin Green and Jodie Whittaker, claiming they are on a soapbox, pushing feminism down our poor white male throats. Now, if you dare, go to the various social media sites for Captain Marvel. Tell me what you see. If you don't want to, let me help inform you. Tons of misogynist comments are now are how the film is going to suck because it stars women. Yes, I clicked the buttons to make YouTube aware that I was not interested in this rhetoric. Channels like Nerdrotic are toxic and vile. They are the slime that infects nerd and geek culture. The self-proclaimed protectors of our favorite franchises, effing gatekeepers. I could understand if I didn't like Doctor Who due to the very weak season with stories just that fleshed out. I could understand his displeasure with STD due to the series not feeling like it belonged in the original timeline. I could, and then it blanks out. Nerdrotic decided he is going to side with a couple of posts from Bleeding Cool and another source saying that all of the various media slamming the misogyny by saying it is essentially BS and clickbait. Yes. Well, since I am vile and toxic, and obviously he didn't listen to all my, I don't think, have I ever said anything about Sonequa Martin Green? I talked about her interview where she said that the cast, when they cast her, that she talked about the people casting Star Trek Discovery went out of their way to not cast white men. I talked about it, but she's never necessarily been on a soapbox to me. I've never had a problem with what she says outside of Star Trek Discovery. I've never broken down any of her interviews. The only time I've ever talked about her is when she was talking about Jodie Whittaker. And she talked about knowing what Jodie Whittaker went through. But when it comes to Sonequa Martin Green, I just talk about her acting. I don't talk about her on Twitter, her personally, what she looks like, her hair, or anything. No, I just talk about her acting, which I think is subpar in this show. I've only seen her in two things: Walking Dead and Star Trek. In Walking Dead, she was okay. I mean, like, not super memorable, but okay. Jodie, I got on Jodie for singling out white men, just like Brie Larson did, and I found that extremely racist. The reason I don't like that person who wrote me a manifesto is I have two sons. One of them is half white, one of them is white, and out of these two sons, I don't want them growing up in a world where it is okay to have them singled out and pay for sins of the sins of the father, the sins of the past that they had nothing to do with. But that seems to be okay now, because when actresses and adults throw out white men and say it with that tone, and I'll call back to EVS's video. What Brie Larson said, technically what she said, she didn't say less white men, but she did say it. It's all about semantics at this point. And it was how she said it. The statement, it's not like I don't like white dudes. Okay. She couldn't have said that more lazily and without respect, or more without respect. She said that with as least respect as possible. And I'm not saying she's anti-white people, because like I said in my video, she's white. No, it's just a fun and trendy thing for her to say. But here's the problem with that. Here's how this could become a big problem. For one, this is going backwards, people. That's why I don't say POC. I don't say it out, because 10 years ago, saying that would have got you punched, and deservedly so, because it's just not a good thing to say. It's what people used to identify people with in the 60s when times were actually really bad. Is racism always going to be around? Yeah. In my lifetime, in your grandson's lifetime, it sucks. But we need to work on the places it's really bad. Okay. And we need to always be vigilant in the place where it's getting much, much, much better. But if we start punishing and making people bad guys just because it's fun, or it's in season, that is definitely the flavor of the season, is singling out white guys because it's okay. And listen, that I think that shows a lot of character. When it becomes okay to do something and people feel so okay to do it once they get an opportunity, I think that really says a lot about character. That's just me. There's a lot of people who don't say, I'd say most people don't come out and say stuff like that, even though it's perfectly fine for them right now, because they know it's wrong. And if you single out my kids, and my kids start getting at school called white boy or peckerwood or stuff like that, now they're being punished because you're following a trend and not really using your brain, or not thinking past yourself, thinking about listen, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm not really going to judge you on this, but I see you, actors and creatives. Anything you do is to try to maximize your brand, which is you, which is bringing attention to yourself. I get it. There's just other ways to do it. I think it's a very lazy way to do it. And it's really, it potentially could be dangerous if we go backwards like we are. because we clearly are. And if you go back through history, what historians like to cover up because they like to put this gradualism thing out is actually in our history, we have gone backwards a lot, quite a bit. And it's not like this, it's this constant move upwards. Sometimes we fall. It's like a stock market. So yeah, I just don't want my kids growing up in a place that's okay, where people can single them out. But if they say anything back, and they're not allowed to say anything back. I mean, if somebody wants to call them that something cool, they should be able to pop off back. Now, there's certain words I would never, well, when they're old enough, they can use whatever words they want, but one of them's under my control still. And yeah, there are words he cannot say, and he wouldn't say those words. He's been taught well by us, and also, you know, family around him at his school, and he doesn't have that shit in his heart. But other people do. And I don't want, you know, my son, who, you know, comes at the world with a really, it's really beautiful how he looks at the world, how he sees the world. Like he's on the spectrum, but he thinks everybody is good. And that's a really great way to be. Not everybody is, and it sucks, but it's still a great way to be. He's not this, you know, even though he's kind of being weird and going through puberty, he's still like this really good kid. You know, I was fully expecting to get the F you dad moment like I got from the older one between 13 and 14. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So that's great. But I don't want him growing up in that world. That's why I have a problem with it. And that's why it shouldn't be in the marketing of a goddamn comic book movie from fracking Disney. So Disney's being really out of character letting her do this stuff, which granted was not much, but the couple things she did was bad. And it's going to cost you money. Sorry, Disney. So like, hey, if it does 100 million this weekend, guess what? You could have done 120, 140. That's my guess. Take 15 to 20% off of what you were going to make this weekend, and you would have made that if she hadn't have said anything, if she had not gone on the press tour at all. This thing was guaranteed to make money. There was no reason they had to try to do the Black Panther marketing with Captain Marvel, but they had, you know, I guess they thought they would get another $1 billion movie with this movie. You know, I don't see that happening. And if it does, wow. Then Marvel can just roll out anything and people will buy it. And that's scary in itself. Soapbox off. So yeah, it's that's why when I read manifestos, the part of the reason I don't is because it takes away time when I can read a positive message, or, you know, I am totally down with constructive criticism. Like, you know, somebody saying, you know, okay, so I'll give you a good example of constructive criticism. See that light? See this? It looks a little different back here because it's backlit. Somebody shot me a message and say, hey, your figures would look really good if you backlit them. And I'm like, you're right. That kind of stuff is great. I get a ton of stuff like, hey, I like your channel, but I don't want to like hear the Star Trek Discovery stuff anymore. So I'll check back at the Expanse. Great. No problem. No problem. Can't say I'm going to stop, because I'll stop when I feel like stopping. Lori Roberts, please check out a Momo challenge and warn all the kids. I will. What's that? Should I check that out on the stream, Lori? Let me get through the super chats and I'll check that out. Lori, thank you as always. $5. Thank you. Mark C, Battlefield Earth. Okay, maybe just the statement. Stalemate. Battlefield Earth. What's funnier, Star Trek Discovery or Battlefield Earth, Mark C? I got to say Battlefield Earth is a funny, bad movie. Jerry Sawyer's $5. Thank you for the $5. You got a question, Jerry? Please shoot. Hit add Nerdrotics. Thank you. KZ Bay, $2. Eat a photon blast. Yummy. Philamax, Australian, $2.99. Are you serious? Someone wasted time writing that? Exactly. That dude, that was just one. And I'm sure many a YouTuber could tell that story. We get them all the time. And the only question I ask is, that's awesome that you're that passionate about something. Start a YouTube channel. Like, don't direct that at me. Like if I'm in your head that much and I'm like a person you don't even know and I'm in your head that much, like you need to work some passion out. A great way to do it is start a YouTube channel and just start talking. Say all the stuff you said to me on a YouTube channel and you might find an audience, be like the opposite Nerdrotic. Philomax, Australian 299. Oh yeah. Thank you, by the way. And thank you, KZ Bay. You're awesome. Captain Spires on the bridge, $5. That's a ton of vitriol for that article. Now I see why folks in Star Trek Online just label you without question. Now I'm going to make a USS Nerdrotic. Awesome. That is great. Oh, wow. They label, I didn't know I didn't know I was being talked about in the Star Trek Online. I suppose yeah. Usually, like you said, Captain Spire, like I said earlier, when it's just a label and it's a name calling, they don't have an argument. I have no problem with Sonequa Martin Green. I have no problem with the Star Trek show led by a black female. I look forward to another one that's good, please. I don't need to identify with my main character. I'm not that much of a narcissist. I don't need to pretend like I'm and you know what? That's what people mean. I need to identify. What, you need to pretend you're Captain Kirk? I mean, I did when I was a kid, and that's okay if you like want to in your head canon. That nobody judges that, but I don't need that. I don't need that. I definitely don't need to be rooting for a dude all the time in Star Trek, but they've definitely de-duded Star Trek. There is very few dudes in Star Trek, and we are still the majority of the audience that's going to go out there and buy your stuff. I'm not saying you need to put everything the way it was in the 60s. Not saying that at all, or in the 80s or in the 90s. I'm just saying you need to bring us back. I'll use Brie Larson. You need to bring us back to the table because you've clearly put us at the kiddies table and you think, oh man, babies. And now when you're going broke and you need to wonder why, if you have made a regular Star Trek show, you would have action figure lines right now. You would have an excited community. There will always be people critical of it, but I wouldn't have been one of those. Like I've said before, I'm not a canonista. I want to like it. If it was mediocre, I'd be okay with it. It's not even close to mediocre. And the same with Doctor Who. Like, I was very apologetic during the whole Capaldi era. Extremely apologetic because I like Capaldi. And at first I hated the decision. I was like, I don't want to watch an old man, but he won me over quick. But then you took Doctor Who and you made it a completely different show. And if you come out and say, I'm a guy, I like guy stuff. And then, I'll harken back. Dave Cullen pointed this out in the Doctor Who. Oh God, the girl who died with the Vikings and the big robots. And Clara says, all this testosterone. And in the episode, they actually drain the men of testosterone. So the irony is not lost on me. We're born with that. We can't help it. Not that I care that I can't help it, but we're actually born with that. So what do you want to do? Try to take that out of us? So yeah, you need to inject a little testosterone back into Doctor Who because it's missing it. And it never had a ton, right? It had a right amount. And I always thought Doctor Who was a really well-balanced show. That's why I liked it. Like, and when people come out with sexist and misogynist, I'm a Doctor Who fan, like a recent one. So I like Captain Jack. Captain Jack is my favorite character. I don't need this goddamn qualifiers, but yeah, the omnisexual who will screw a toaster. Yeah, that's my favorite character. Yeah, I like Star Trek. I like Hollywood. Like I said in my video, if you're a true blue misogynist or racist, you wouldn't like anything from Hollywood. So when you throw that term around, you're on the wrong side of history. I know you might think you're the good guy, but you're not. Straw man. But you're not. It doesn't help anything. And that's the toxicity. And when we fight back, like I've said before, it's like somebody slapping you in the back of the hand and you go, what the hell? And he's all, whoa, what are you getting so violent on me? You know, that's what's going on. That's cool. Philomax says Australian $2.99. Oddly enough, I have a channel in the works. Good. We need more of you. I'm serious. More, the merrier, the better. More is always enough. If you think you got it and you want to do it, hey, you don't, I mean, as a hobby, it's a great, fun hobby. And you know what? Don't worry about people watching. Don't worry what people say. People will always be dicks up front. I got to warn you there. Like starting your channel, you're going to get people that don't get discouraged. Screw them. They're just there to F with you a little bit. That's the internet. But it's a ton of fun. And if there's more of us, I think it's a good thing because I think we could get franchises to change back if there's more of us. Right now, they still call us a minority, even though they'll keep a season of TV around to save face. But that's okay. Back to the chat. Sorry, I've been on a soapbox a lot today, but yeah, it's a crazy day. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. That Rotten Tomatoes thing is a big deal. Like I said in the video, it's a big deal because you guys just got shut out. I just got shut out. So what do you think is going to happen with the audience score when Captain Marvel comes out? I think it's going to go. Give me a prediction. What's it come out the gate at? 30%, 40%, 15%. You guys did see Doctor Who, right? So I did some counting on this, my friends, and this is way off, by the way. Way off. It's off by 6 percentage points. It took me, I'm not ever going to do that again, by the way. Yeah. So the count is correct. What you're seeing down there is the total user rating. That's not what the numbers I got. That is the total. Yeah, that's the total number of people who have left reviews. That is not the total number of flagged reviews, which count. It's a little less than that. A lot of the newer reviews, they are just flat out not counting. My best math, which is not always great, was close to 15% is the audience score. It's not 20, it's 15, but they only counted so much. It got to 20%. So I know I promised a video. 7,000 reviews, 7,000. And they keep coming in. They keep coming in. And certainly stuff like this, if you just see a half star, no writing, look, they don't count it. They don't flag it. But like just Sylvester K, who is a super reviewer, half star, the critics are liars. I accidentally watched an episode and my God, it was awful and full of stereotypes. The best character was an old man who speaks the truth on multiple occasions. Everyone else was a diversity insert. And that's a top reviewer. Sci-fi has been replaced by PC Agenda. Feels like I am watching a soap. 2 stars. And it's on and on. And that one was today. That one was today. I have my copy of Doctor Who Series 11 Blu-ray. What I do with it after that, I don't know. I bought it. I paid money for it on eBay. But yeah, that's still coming in. But how soon till they take away the audience score? I'm going to get to the chat. Seems like a huge gap between expert and audience reviews. There is. There is. My webpage is out of focus. Hang on. Every time I go to something, again, that's my internet. I paid my bill. Travirus. I miss the days when it was about good stories. God, I do too. Traverse, I really do. They're a long way away, though. They're way back, and we're not getting them next season. We're not. Chris Chibnall's staying. Politics are fundamental. And here we go. Let's get back to the chat. They want to see figures for Cap Marmite, which reached already 14,000. RT on RT, take that. What is that? They want to see figures for Captain Marmite has reached a heady 14,000. That's the want to see. Wow, compared to the 46,000 didn't want to see. It's going to be interesting. We're going to see if if it was close to being a real metric or if it's way off and the movie does really well. I mean, it could. Haikuru Midamaya. I apologize. I can't argue with you. It was predictable, by the way, the Rotten Tomatoes scandal. Yeah, it just took the right movie, and I feel like things are coming to a head with Captain Marvel, but I will not argue with you that this was a long time coming. Rome hater, you never know. I'm using a Mac that is not friendly to a lot of stuff. I have a copy of Doctor Who Series 11 on Blu-ray, and my table no longer wobbles. Right, KSS? I usually go to Rotten Tomatoes to see what the people's review because it always works. Yeah, well, Carla, I usually go to Rotten Tomatoes to see the people's review because it always works. I generally agree with the people most of the time. The audience review was only, I think it's a little low for The Expanse. But I generally agree with the audience review most of the time. Hi, Carla. How's it going? Call me Ishmael. No. Seth should be the new doctor. He should. Well, I'm glad you're back, DJD Show. It's good that you're back. Okay. I think it's time to wrap things up. Oh, I've got that Doctor Who video to make. I've been behind. I did not plan on making a video this morning about Star Trek Discovery being renewed, but I had to. And then I was up super late last night doing that Captain Marvel video. And by the way, when I release stuff at 1 a.m, that is for you, UK. I call those my UK releases. So that's generally about 8 in for you guys. So hopefully you're actually seeing them in the morning. I don't know if you're getting notifications. They certainly YouTube seems to be kind of throttling Captain Marvel videos. Like some will do good, some won't. Some will do. I mean, they all do good. Okay, they all do good, but some do great, and some do like less than I expected. But that's how it goes, man. That's life. Thank you to all the super chats, which I'll get to in a second. Hey, from Denmark, first live stream of yours. Love your Doctor Who videos, and I'm also a shipping supporter. I am classically liberal comic book fangirl. Good night. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Classically liberal is always welcome. I mean, everybody's welcome. You know, as long as you can hang, everybody's welcome. So, yeah, I'm not anything, by the way. I'm not anything political. I am politically atheist. I like, here are my politics. I won't tell you what to do, and you don't tell me what to do, and we will get along great. Let's hang out. That's awesome. Okay, I'm trying to okay, is it Regishel? Regishel, is that how you say your name? That is awesome that I'm in Denmark, that you're watching in Denmark. That is wonderful. Thank you and welcome. That is brilliant. I love comic book fangirl too over there. Brilliant. Aiden McGurr. What was the Doctor Who news about those schedule changes? Yes. I saw Doctor Who TV report. It was rumors earlier on IG. It is confirmed news now. No, it is not confirmed. is the Mirror reporting it. So I would suggest that nothing from the Mirror is confirmed. But this is kind of the stuff. I'm just good. I don't assume you've watched all of my Doctor Who videos, but I had predicted early on that with a show that dies in ratings halfway through its season, you're going to start seeing course corrections. We're already starting to see signs, Aiden. I mean, things being run up the flagpole to see who salutes. This stuff is done all the time here, and I'm sure you know that. They start rumors. They see how fans react to these rumors, and then they move on them or they don't. So it looks like it might be moving to Saturday again. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, because my logic on it, Aiden, I don't know if you caught it, was it's probably Jodie and Chris's last season. So why give such a great time slot to a show that's probably on its way out? What are the signs of this? Doctor Who can't survive coming out every other year. It's just not going to survive that way. It requires an international audience. And I tell you right now, an American audience will dip out on you. There's very few shows that can take over a year and come back and retain audience. Now, I don't know how it goes in the UK, but Doctor Who can't just survive on the UK. Many people from the BBC have said so. So we'll see. But I'm also going to use that with what you sent me and a couple other things for a video. Half witty. Your sounds like my computer crash noise. It does. I'm sorry. What's up? Or maybe thanks. Canadian $2. Turd Burglar, new sub here. Love the content and hate STD. The Turd Burglar has arrived. Oh man, your names are freaking hilarious. Oh, okay. Momo challenge is the sick video being hacked into kids videos, telling kids to oh, gotcha, on Minecraft, Peppa Pig, and Fortnite videos on YouTube. Jesus Christ. Okay, man, the internet's dark. God, the internet's dark. I hope American Gods doesn't suffer from the long break, but it will. Perth Comics, like you and I will watch it, and Viking Bitch will probably watch it, but normies, general population, have already forgotten about it. It's long gone. Look what Ash versus Evil Dead came out 6 months late and it killed it. So that kind of stuff is bad. Let's get to the final thing here as people shell out. Again, thanks everybody we had a huge amount of people today. I checked on the number once. Unfortunately, I can't see the numbers anymore. And thanks everybody for coming in today. I had a lot of fun. Chris Persia, Mr. N. Bridger, Mark C., Christy Solis, Lori Roberts, Bird of Prey, Koba, John Smith, Sadukar 7th Legion, Tokyo Gaijin, Nick Jones, Raymond Verada, Mikhail Wolf, Keith Harper, Flavius Alicanther, Jeff Leisk, Squadra Course, Mark Ducret, Sakudar 7th Legion, Mark C, Geek Assault, Mark C, JPRPH1, Dean Heiss, Brent Newman, Jason Green, Seed Fan 85, Ben Palmer, John Smith, Mark C, Richard Burton, Mark Northcott, Chris Blake, Bird of Prey, Seed Fan 85, Mystic Puma, Liam Gray, Anime Hitman, Mark Ducret, Mark C, Tokyo Gaijin, Brent Newman, Sean Casey, Sadukar 7th Legion, Mystic Puma, Manic Boy Productions, Sadukar 7th Legion, Mark C, Observer Dude, Mark C, Mystic Puma, Lord Lovecraft, Rogue 9, Rolocat, Star Woke Incorporated, Nico, Steele Johnson, Mark C, Patrick Brothers, Cato Roan, Lori Roberts, Mark C, Jerry Sawyers, KZ Bay, Philomax, Captain Spire, Philomax, Traverus, Half Witty, and the Turd Burglar. Thank you for the super chats. Woo, that was a lot. Yeah, dang. Sorry, folks. Star Trek Discovery is around. And sorry, Star Trek Drekkies. That means I'm around for a little while longer, and Doomcock and others, and everybody here in the chat. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful. Please go to nerdrotic.com. Our next live stream, remember, is Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget to check out Doomcock 17,000 subscriber celebration Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Of course, tomorrow is Orville Star Trek Day. Orville takes priority. Please go to nerdrotic.com to check out the schedule. Everybody, have a great day. Be good to each other, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness.